We're live, or so it says. It says we're live. I guess I'll believe it.
I got an email from someone whose email address is Bagel Waggle. Isn't that great? Bagel Waggle.
How is Waggle spelled?
W-A-G-E.
Gave him the old bagel waggle.
The old bagel waggle.
Bagel Waggle.
Okay, I think everything's good. I gotta do this. Okay.
734, the Yoon Goose podcast.
Yoon Goose, that's it, right?
Yoon Goose.
Yoon Goose?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just
3, 2, 1.
Can we turn my levels up just a little bit?
Not now, no.
Okay.
You just gotta be closer to the microphone.
You gotta be cool.
All right.
3, 2, 1. GoNintendo podcast, Webisode 734, the Yoon Goose podcast.
My body is ready.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. I like it.
Nice.
Mom Brain, can you tell us about Yoon Goose, please?
Yoon Goose. Let's see. In the anime, right? Is what we're looking at. 3 Yoon Goose.
What about the
debuted
manga?
I want to hear about the manga.
All right, you weebs. Hang in there. 3 Yoon Goose debuted in Alola to New Adventure. That's not Alola with L's. Under the ownership of Zip, they battled Kiawi's Turtonator.
Turtonator?
What
Turt-
are you saying?
Turtonator, like turtle.
Turd
Turtonator.
Cutter Jones?
The name's Turd Cutter Jones.
I feel like Turd Cutter Jones is a really good name for a cat.
I'm here to cut a deal for you.
Hi, I'm Bradley Michael Farts. And Ash's Pikachu, but were swiftly defeated by Turtonator's Inferno Overdrive.
Turtonator.
In Ali Yoon Goose appeared in Tatapa Totem alongside the Totem Gumshoes. Both battled Pikachu and Rowlet as part of the Verdant Cavern trial, but were soon defeated. It reappeared in a flashback in Trial and Tribulation! Exclamation point, so. A Yoon Goose appeared in Turning Heads and Training Hard. That sounds like a porn.
Turning Head? Well, yes. Never mind then.
Under the ownership of a Team Skull Grunt. It was quickly defeated by Lima
Turning
and his
heads
Eevee.
and reaching round.
It reappeared in SM 129.
Yes, we all know that.
Sure. I won't bother to bore you with the minor appearances, as there are quite a few. But in the manga, Yoon Goose debuted in The Decision and the Tournament of 6 under the ownership of a trainer. Yoon Goose appeared in PASM 15.
Do you realize, you just only have to read a couple of them, and then you can just go back to the
But
end?
here's the thing.
The thing is...
What if this happens to be one person's most favorite Pokemon and they've been waiting however many stupid episodes
Well,
we've done?
we've been going 10 minutes on this now, so...
Really?
No.
I don't think it's
How
been
long
that
do you
long.
think?
4?
Nope. See, it feels like 4.
So
Two,
listen.
2.5.
All right.
So
well,
I'm sorry, I have a question.
What is Yoon Goose?
what does it look like?
Is Alola also a Pokemon?
Alola. No, it's a region.
Oh, okay.
It's basically Hawaii, but not Hawaii.
I was
it's
wondering.
Alola.
I was wondering why it sounds so similar to Aloha.
The Ms. CB says, solid job with that punctuation, Mom Brain.
Thank you. I am a teacher. It looks like an angry little ferret, kind of.
Yeah.
With a nice little
Or mongoose.
toupee or something.
Yeah.
No. Definitely not a mongoose. Not related at all.
That's very pointy
This
teeth.
is a Yoon Goose.
50-50 male and female. A foot tall. 13 pounds. Its abilities include Stakeout or Strong Jaw. Its hidden ability is Adaptability. The Pokedex color is brown. In case you wanted to know.
Thanks, Mom Brain.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Brown.
Are we done here?
It's a loitering Pokemon. It says it's a normal type Pokemon, but then it says Yungoos loitering Pokemon.
Special ability is loiter.
So it's not allowed to hang out around like 7-Elevens and stuff like that.
I don't know.
That's
Thanks,
exactly
Mom
what I
Brain.
was
All right,
thinking.
I'm gonna put myself
I appreciate
away for
it.
a while and come back later.
Hi, Hiley and Tom, and the Ms. CB, and Reg Nilla, and Giant Reggie, and Dre Gamer, and Jewelry Jelly, and whoever else I didn't see. Thanks for joining us today. We are hanging out in the Discord chat. If you're looking for the Discord chat, just go over to GoNintendo.com and the top post will be about this podcast, and there's a link in there for the Discord chat. Thanks for joining us. Mom Brain, how you doing today?
You know, I'm really glad you asked. I'm good. I'm actually great.
Hi, Roth.
Went for a little run, but for like an hour before the podcast, and it was a really nice run.
That's
I was
great.
very grateful that I'm, able to do that today. And this was the first week back to school with students, and they were all really happy to see me, and I was really happy to see them. And it was a successful.
Whoa.
It was a successful first week for everyone, really. I can't complain. And then we went to the movies last night, and I have to say, going to the movies, especially at the new movie theater that we're going to, is probably top 5 in my favorite activities to do.
Nice.
Top 5, like overall and everything?
Like, leisure time, going out, fun activities.
Yeah, we've been going to the movies together a lot recently.
Yeah, I love it.
Kind of like old times.
Yeah.
Hi, Neo.
Yeah, maybe
Thanks.
that's why I like it so much.
Hi, Neo. Thanks for joining. I'm sorry you were having trouble. I apologize. I swear there's reasoning behind it. I just cannot talk about it. What did you just say about the movie? I'm sorry. I was reading a comment. Just the last thing that you said. Oh, going to movies top 5.
Kirby said that it's kind of like we've been doing it a lot lately, kind of like the old days.
Yes.
And I said, yeah, maybe that's why I like it so much.
I've been thinking about how we've been going to the movies a decent amount lately too. And yes, we are going to a new theater, but I'm not just going to go to a new theater because it's a new theater. Like, there's got to be movies I want to see. I feel like there's been more movies.
I mean,
recently
we
that
did
I
go
wanna
to the
see.
old theater too.
to
see Good Boys.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think we should definitely try and
We're just theater goers in general.
we should try and look up when The Thing is gonna be there
Well,
at that theater.
it's not the last week in October. It's the week before that. I said
So we
last
should
week
go.
is
Yeah, I would love to. Actually, yeah, any of those
Psycho.
movies.
Yeah. Texas Chainsaw would be cool to see on a big screen.
I was thinking the same thing.
Oh
it
my
makes
God.
me nauseous.
There's
but
a
it'd be
Rodney
cool.
in the chat. I see them typing. They haven't said anything yet.
What?
I see a
Sweet
Rodney.
baby Rodney.
So anyway, yes, we went to the movies. We did. How you feeling, Kirby? Have you been having you had a crappy day yesterday until the movies.
Well, I was having a crappy week
Hi, Rodney.
in general, but
But
no,
that's the weekend.
yeah, it's the weekend, and I'm not working.
It's the freaking weekend.
The freaking weekend.
I hope all of you watching and listening are having a great weekend. It was a super ungodly, ridiculously unbelievable busy week for me. What?
Nothing.
What? No, I want to know.
No, I can't talk about it.
Why? Now I really want to know. Give me a
You're
hand
talking
gesture.
about being busy.
Yes. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I could say in general, yes, I was busy with busy stuff as well. I was busy with beard stuff as well, but
I think all three of us were probably really busy this past week.
Yeah.
Hiley and Tom says, I'm in the MRI control booth today, chilling between patients. Wow. That's where our show's being listened to
What?
today. That's crazy.
Could you potentially pipe this podcast into the ears of the person having the MRI?
We have something to soothe you while you're getting your MRI.
Have either of you ever had an MRI?
No. Hi, Robot Face. I see you typing.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a long story, but
Hi, Robot Face. I'm glad you made it.
wait, is that the same thing as a CAT scan?
I don't think so.
Hiley and Tom would know.
It's
Never
the
mind.
one where it just bangs all
Hello,
around.
Cam Halen. Thanks
the
for
whole
joining
time.
us.
I don't remember
Dude,
any
are you allowed to
banging.
listen to things in there?
Yeah, you can listen to.
Do they have like speakers in there?
No, you wouldn't be able to hear it over the loudness of the machine. It's that loud. You put headphones on. It's
Oh.
awful. And like, I was lucky enough that it was like my lower half that went in, so I didn't have to have like my head covered, and my head didn't have to go in.
Did they make you before you went into the machine? Did they make you like drink this like
No,
disgusting goop?
no,
Okay,
no, thank God.
I remember having to do that.
Like with contrast, they call that's like awful.
so that like it's the machine can like
Yeah.
yeah,
scan
See,
you
yeah.
easier. That was the part that I remember the most. That was like the part
My
I
mom
hated
has
the
had
most
to
because
drink
that's
that stuff a whole bunch of
yeah.
times. and she's
It like made
Lisa
me
has
it
to
made
do
me
that.
sick. Like I couldn't even finish it
yeah, she
because
said
I was
she
so
couldn't
nauseous.
finish hers either. Yeah.
Lisa has to do it for a PET scan, I think. and you can't eat any like carbs the night, but it's like
Highly
horrific.
and Tom says, nah, it's much louder than CAT scans and doesn't use radiation. MRI is also much longer, but you don't have to drink any nasty contrast.
Yeah.
Hello, BagelNet. I see you typing. Thanks for joining.
That's the person that sent. We're doing music from you today, BagelNet, and your email address, BagelWiggle, is pretty fantastic. We were just saying how great that word is.
So yeah, whichever process is the one that like requires you to drink the gross stuff. That's the.
He says thank you.
That's the thing I had to do.
Well, you don't have to do it today, so enjoy your
Not that we know of.
scan-free day. Well, yeah, that's true. The day's still young.
Hopefully I'll never have to do it again.
So yes, it was a very busy week, and it was a busy week in the world of Nintendo as well as other things for me. We will get into the Nintendo part of the busyness this week. Hello, Sewerlink. I see you typing. Let's talk about what went down. First off, the week started off with a rumor about a Smash Brothers Ultimate DLC character, and lo and behold, the rumor turned out to be true. The rumor was that the fourth DLC character was going to be related to SNK. And this rumor came from a listing on Nintendo's own website because it had a SNK, like, what do you call it? Like a copyright or trademark or whatever at the bottom of the page, but no information on the character. And everybody's like, oh my God, the next Smash character is going to be SNK related. And it was true. Turned out to be true. So a lot of people were speculating that it was just old data that Nintendo left there by accident, which is certainly possible, but in this case, it ended up being true. So we'll get to that in a little bit, but that was the first top story, the rumor of that. And then, oh man, the next one is also something that we found out for sure this week. Smash Brothers Ultimate had a display in 7-Eleven in Japan, because 7-Elevens in Japan are much cooler than they are here. And last time they had a display for Smash Brothers, they had advertising for Dragon Quest's Hero, which hadn't been available in the game yet. And we were speculating on the in-store advertising ending because there was a certain date where it was going to be taken down. And everybody was like, well, the DLC is going to be released before that date. And that turned out to be true too. And then this past week, we saw that they put up advertising for Banjo and Kazooie and Smash Brothers Ultimate, and everybody's like, "Oh, well, that means Banjo and Kazooie are going to be added to the game before this display was taken down, and the display is going to be taken down on the 15th." So we were doing the math. Let me see. I did the math, and I was wrong. I was off by 5 days. I was off by 5 days. So, but yes, it turned out that the advertising was showing Banjo and Kazooie, who were going to release before the advertising was taken down, and that ended up being the case. So we'll get to both of those later. As you know, there was a Nintendo Direct this week. Many were speculating that there would be.
It ruined our night out.
Man, all right, well, whatever. I can talk about this. As I've said, as a fan of Nintendo, I love Nintendo Directs because they're very exciting. As someone who covers Nintendo Directs for work, I hate them because they're such a pain in the butt. A 40-minute Direct usually, and this is not a joke, a 40-minute Direct usually takes roughly 6 hours to cover everything. And that's because of all the assets that come out, the trailers, the press releases, the fact sheets, the screenshots, the artwork, the lifestyle pics, all the information that's spread throughout Nintendo's different sites because they do different things for different regions. So it's Cam Hanlon says, Nintendo Directs are my nights out with my wife. Well, there you go. That was going to be my night out. I have one block of time off a week officially, and it's Wednesday nights 6 to 10, New Jersey time 6 to 10. And this particular week, well, what we do every week is we go to the comic book shop because that's when new comics come out, and I pick up my pre-orders. And that was a plan this week, but another friend had reached out and they were like, hey, do you want to go out to dinner? And I was like, yeah, let's go out to dinner. So we had planned dinner and comic books, which was fantastic. And then the next day, the Direct was officially announced. And I was like, oh, instead of having a night off and going to get comics and going out to dinner, I'm now going to have 6 hours worth of work to do. So
fatality.
It was a fatality. I I don't mind covering directs is hard, and covering directs is a lot. It was the fact that it happened to pop up on exactly my block off that was what really annoyed me. So, but I did it. I
had to go.
And I covered it all, and we got it all.
Alone.
Yes, you went alone to the comic book shop.
Also.
To pick up the comics for me.
Yep, and
Thank you again, Mom Brain.
Did you hear from Rick?
Not yet.
I had a really nice time chatting with Rick,
the
who
comic
owns
book man.
the comic book shop. He's fantastic. Comic Fortress in Somerville, New Jersey. If you're within earshot of that place, go there. Rick is fantastic. And let me also tell you, this is going to sound real weird. It smells so good in there.
It smells like paper.
It smells like books. It just
that smell.
So nice. I
Miz, that's tough.
I also enjoyed a little stop at Cheech's Own, and I had a coffee outside.
Oh, I didn't know that. Didn't hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little date for yourself on your own.
I picked up dinner on the way home.
Do you sit inside and drink it?
No, outside.
Sit outside and drink it?
I sat outside.
People watching?
I did all the things that you don't like to do. So since you weren't there, I did it.
Cam Helen
like sit outside.
Thank you for your sacrifice, Mom Brain. You're the hero we need, but not the one we deserve. Yes, I said thank you. You had a big job. You had to pick up 16 comics and make sure they were all the right
Rick
ones.
was so nervous as I was like counting them and go cross-referencing. He's like, was that 15 or 16? And I was like, I think I only counted 15. He's like, let's double count. Or I said, let me double count. And he was like, 13, 14, 15. Yeah.
Well, I had sent Mom Brain my poll list. The sewer link. Have you? I see you're having trouble with your Patreon stuff. You logged in through Patreon to. I'm sure you know what you're doing. If you're still having trouble, you can send me an email and we'll get it figured out. I'm sorry it's not working. Yeah, there were 16 to pick up, and you had my list, like you knew what I was getting, and there were no special instructions because there's certain ones that for some reason just don't show up, and I have to individually get while I'm there. I don't know why the subscriptions don't work, but you did a great job, Mom Brain.
Thank you.
So anyway, yes, there was a direct. We will cover all that stuff today because there's plenty of fun stuff to talk about or to recap. But there was other news this week, believe it or not, that wasn't tied to a Nintendo Direct. For example, Astral Chain is now available worldwide, and it was a first for Platinum. No, don't worry about interrupting, my friend. I'll answer that in a second, Reginilla. Platinum Games had their first #1 charting title in the UK with Astral Chain. It was the very first time they've ever had a #1.
Wow! Incredible!
So that's great and very impressive because Platinum has franchises like Bayonetta, and Platinum has had multiple games throughout their history, but Astral Chain, a brand new franchise, managed to take the #1 spot overall on the UK software charts. That's really crazy. I would have never thought it would have got #1.
Especially in the UK.
Yes, I would have thought for sure it would be in the top 10, but not #1. Knockside says, good start. Here's hoping Astral Chain can keep this momentum going for a while. I'm loving the game so far. It seems like it's selling well all over the world. We don't have hard numbers other than in Japan, where it debuted at #2, just barely missing the first place spot. It was like a ridiculously small amount. But Platinum has also gone on Twitter and said that they are very happy with the sales, and they celebrated with special art and stuff like that. So they're not giving specific numbers, but they are saying they're really happy about how it's going so far. So that's good. Moving on. I think it was Reginilla. Yes, Reginilla asked, when are the Boudoir photos coming to the Patreon? I don't think A, that's going to happen, and B, I don't think you would actually want that. So here's a crazy story. August 2019 was Pokemon Go's best month since September 2016.
Oh my God.
The best month since, it launched and was a huge, huge deal. We've been saying Pokemon Go has been making like $2 million a month ever since launching. But yeah, there was the huge boom when it first came out in September 2016. There were, hundreds of millions of players really into it because it was the hot thing that was going on. You remember when we were in North Carolina, I guess in July.
The world will never be quite so lovely and small.
It was. It felt like the whole world was really coming together during that launch. And then the game certainly died down since then, but has been doing really well. Just, when you go from hundreds and hundreds of millions of players down to, I don't know how many they have now. It's certainly double digits at least, but not like what it was at the crazy boom. People were just jumping on to see what it was because everybody else was doing it. But yeah, they're doing well. And in August 2019 was the game's best month since September 2016. The game launched in July 2016, so July it was already crazy. August and September were even crazier, and then I want to say October things started to fall down a bit. But to see the game 3 years later have its second biggest month shows just how good of a job Niantic is doing keeping the game going, and Pokemon Company for that matter. Autumnal Blake says, I started playing at the end of July. It's been a fun thing to do when I'm out on my weekend walk. What a lovely thing to do. Go on a weekend walk and catch some Pokemon. That's a great idea. Nintendo Direct, we're going to talk about that. Virtuous, who has worked on a number of Switch ports, has teased more projects than they've given a special kind of tease. In an interview, Virtuous VP of Games of their games division, Elijah Freeman, had this to say. Many of our partners are already approaching us to help them create bespoke Switch titles for some of the most beloved IPs in our industry. I believe that we could and will see unique versions of franchises developed specifically to harness elements of the Switch that make it so special. So Virtuous works on basically ports of big name games to the Switch, and now they're saying there's more things coming over that use big name characters for the games industry. We just don't know what. Who could it be? What franchises could it be? Donut Muffin has his suggestion, and he says, obviously, it's time for Gex to make his triumphant return. Man, I was thinking about Gex the other day.
You think about Gex a lot for some reason.
You have or I have?
You
do. I don't know why I think about Gex so much. I think...
Is it because you're a big Dana Gould fan?
That's it. I mean, who isn't a big Dana Gould fan? I think it's because Gex so perfectly encapsulates like that era in time.
Oh, when every game had an animal mascot?
Yeah. But on top of that, yeah, basically that was a big thing with Gex. Like, animal mascots were getting big or were big, and they were trying to make their own to cash in on it. And I guess it worked to a degree because there were multiple Gex games. But
that's true.
More like just, it's such a perfect time capsule because of the jokes that he makes. They're all tied to what's going on at that time. Like he does impressions of TV shows and movies that were big at that time and characters that were big at that time. I believe he has some Stone Cold references too. Hello, Son Goku 420. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, like you go back and you play any of those games now, and sure, the gameplay is whatever. It might not. I'm not going to say it's fun, but you can understand the gameplay. Okay. But like the references, if kids play it today, they'd be like, "What the hell are they talking about?" For a lot of it, not all of it, but for a lot of it, I need to look up a list of like Gex references to see.
I for some reason I remember that he makes like a. I've never even played the games, but for some reason I remember that he makes a reference to the movie Poltergeist.
Oh, all right. Well, see, that's more of a timeless one.
Maybe a little bit more than I don't know. Does he make jokes about like Seinfeld or something?
I gotta look it up. Why the hell not?
Does he say these pretzels are making me thirsty?
I'm sure he makes like, if I could like, I'm not sure, but if I had to guess, I'd say he'll make like a Budweiser was up.
Oh no, really?
Something like that. Gex shout out. The original
was up.
Okay, yeah, here you go. This is the Gex quotes. This is from the first game. We're gonna add all these to the soundboard.
Nice.
Everybody in the chat's talking about the Gex ads that used to be all over game magazines too. It's true. They were all over the place.
I think I remember those.
Gex quotes, looks like Beetlejuice threw up. Also, that's for 12 years of Full House. Scotty shields up.
That's Star Trek.
This place has the warmth of a Dick Clark special back when he was
I
alive.
thought that was going somewhere very different.
The warmth of a
Soylent
special?
Green is good. This place is weirder than 4th of July at Rick James' place.
Wow.
Geez, Scoob, let's get back to the mystery van. That oh man, he was ahead of his time here. He says, "I am Iron Man."
Oh
He
wow.
was ahead of the big boom.
Very prescient.
Welcome to the jungle. Me, Gex, you, Jane.
Mm-hmm.
They call him Flipper. Oh, the final level, he says, so this is New Jersey. Up and away. Jane, stop this crazy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Called Love.
Hasta la vista, baby. So that one's still around. I wonder what's on HBO.
They still make Terminator movies.
Say goodbye, little cockroach. So you get the idea. I want to go through all of them now.
Say goodbye, little cockroach.
Keep your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Here's Gexy. Here's Gexy.
Oh, sure.
Wilma.
Wow, Jetsons and Flintstones references.
You get the idea here.
I mean, those aren't like too obscure.
Or
dated.
They're not to us. But like if a kid, I don't know, like a teen or even somebody in their early 20s heard like Wilma or Jane stop this crazy thing, they're not going to know what the hell that's about. So long story short, yes, Gex should come back. You already read the comic because it's from Donut Muffin, and it's how we got into this whole thing. So we don't know what Virtuous is doing on the Switch, but it seems like they're working on some big name franchises, and I guess we'll find out maybe later this year. We have something we don't usually have. We have data from Amazon. This comes from Thinknium, I guess. Thinknium analyst Joshua, Frolinger, who has the data for Amazon sales August 2019. He gave the whole rundown of how this data was collected, blah, 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 blah. Nintendo had 6 of the top 10 best-selling games on Amazon. Smash Bros. Ultimate was number 1 overall for software. And in accessories, the top-selling product was the Amfilm tempered glass screen protector for the Switch. Some of you might remember a time where Nintendo didn't really sell things on Amazon because Nintendo and Amazon were in a dispute with each other. And whenever Reggie was asked about it, Reggie would say, like, ask Amazon. And when Amazon was asked, they'd say, ask Nintendo. So, which is,
what's wrong with you?
We'll never know. We'll never know. I don't know. Maybe someday we'll know what really went down. There was rumors and speculation about it, but no official details. But yeah, now they're working famously together, and it's helping Amazon and Nintendo because they're topping the charts. The overall top 10 on Amazon, would you guys like to guess this?
Overall top 10.
Overall top 10 best-selling games on Amazon for August 2019. And I remember that I did songs last time, so if you guys don't get the games, I'll be able to sing you things. So we know Smash Brothers is number 1. Other than that, go. It's not just Nintendo. This is overall Amazon.
Right.
Oh, isn't there a new Overwatch?
There's not a new Overwatch.
Oh.
Is Overwatch on there?
No.
Okay.
Now remember, I just said 6 of the top 10 are from Nintendo.
Mario Kart.
Okay, Mario Kart is number 4. Yes, good job, Mom Brain.
Thank you. Nintendo Labo.
No.
Oh, it's summer. Trying to keep kids busy.
Super Mario Maker 2.
Super Mario Maker 2 is number 6. Yes.
Is Breath of the Wild on there?
Breath of the Wild is number 5.
All
Yes.
right.
Still on there.
Yeah, I'm never sure if it's like, still going to be on there.
Okay, number 2. Boom, 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 boom.
Minecraft?
Yes. Ooh. That's me eating stuff in Minecraft.
Oh.
Number 3.
Okay.
Ba-ba-bum.
NFL.
Yes. Number 4 you got. Number 5 you got. Number 6 you got. Number 7. Boo-doo-doo. Do-do-do.
Spider-Man?
Yes, very good. Number 8. Do-do-do-do-do.
Fire Emblem?
Yes. Number 9.
Zelda.
Yes, can I have specific
Breath
ones?
of the Wild?
No. This is a pre-order.
Breath of the Wild 2?
No.
Oh, Link's Awakening.
Yes, very good. And then number 10. Ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-bum.
NFL 2.
NFL.
Yeah, Madden 20 PlayStation 4 version is number 3, and Madden 20 Xbox One version is number 10. I don't know why they just don't combine those, but whatever. So Nintendo is killing it on Amazon. 6 out of the top 10. First comment comes from Donut Muffin again, and he says Nintendo is so good with the Switch. Nope. He says Nintendo is doing so good with the Switch that it almost makes you forget what they just went through with the Wii U. Yes, that's very true. The Wii U by most wasn't known by most, or most have forgotten as well. So yeah. Nintendo's moved on from those days, thankfully for them and for fans as well. According to HAL, there's a new Kirby project in the works. They just, on their official Twitter account, put out basically a post about a job listing saying, hey, we're looking for new people to work on a Kirby project. The deadline for submitting your resume to this project is September 26th, 2019. Obviously, you need to work in Japan for this. And they're looking for multiple positions to be filled. And then later on in the same week, HAL took out an ad in the most recent issue of Famitsu saying that they're looking for developers to help them with the next Kirby game. So there's a new Kirby game in the works, and probably it's going to be for Switch, I would imagine. We don't know if it's a spin-off or if it's a mainline entry, but we'll see what happens. Philo, you know what's... I shouldn't say this. Oh, yeah, I can say it. During the show on Discord, if somebody @s me in Discord, it notifies me directly on my phone. So Jewelry Jelly, I saw your notification on my phone right away. Philo has the top rated comment and says, 3D Kirby, I can feel it. They've been testing ideas with their mini games and final boss from Star Allies. I've been thinking a lot about this too. Which is going to be the first to have a full 3D game, Kirby or Yoshi? Because they've never had, like, you know, a Mario style 3D adventure. I'm going to go with Philo. I think Philo is right. I think it's about time that Kirby had a 3D adventure, and I think they're going to make it happen.
Yeah, Kirby's probably maybe a little bit more of a, you know, fan favorite than Yoshi.
I mean, they're definitely both fan favorites, but yeah, I would agree with that. Kirby being, like, you know, Yoshi's had enough of his own games as well as spin-off games with Mario, where he's, you know, in 3D adventures already. He hasn't had his own, but yeah, Kirby has not had like a full-on 3D. Plus Kirby, especially in Japan, is very popular. But I don't know. I know they've done tests in the past where they've tried to do a 3D Kirby game and they didn't like it, so they scrapped it and went 2D. I don't know what it is about Kirby that makes making a 3D game so difficult for them. Like, you know, you would look at something like a Mario or a Zelda and you'd be like, oh my God, making a Zelda game in 3D has got to be a nightmare compared to a Kirby game. Like, just, this sounds so dumb. I'm going to say just make it 3D, you know? you know? Like, there's so much more intricate stuff going on in a Zelda game than the base gameplay of a Kirby game. So, I don't know. I get, you know, they're perfectionists, obviously, and I want to make sure it's not just in 3D and that's it. They want it to be enjoyable and have some kind of hook in there as well. So I don't know, but yeah, I think it's about time. I'm not saying I'm getting tired of 2D Kirby, because I'm not, but I think it'd be really cool to see what they could do in a 3D Kirby game. I guess maybe the problem is Kirby's, yeah, that's probably it. Kirby's ability to fly as much as he wants.
Oh, maybe.
That'd probably ruin it, because you could go anywhere. Like, you can't really make a platformer in 3D with Kirby, because you would have to, you could fly everywhere you needed to go. There'd be no real, like, you know, in a 2D Kirby game, the limit is the top of the screen. You either fly off of it and nothing's up there, or it stops you from flying off the top. But in a 3D Kirby game, you just
they would have to
over and around everything.
Well, they could make all the stages take place indoors.
That's true. They could do that. Yeah, it's just, oh man. It's hard, because I wouldn't say, like, Kirby is a platformer, but I wouldn't say it's like known for its platforming. There's never an obstacle you have trouble getting over because you can fly. Well, I don't know. I'm sticking with the flying being a reason here.
I don't know. Like, just fix it so that he can't fly. Like, you know, King in this game, King DDD like casts a magic spell and now
Yeah.
he can't fly.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I think that'd be more than fine for a Kirby 3D game to do that, or at least limit it. Like, you know, make it like Smash Brothers. Kirby can only get 3 jumps or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's definitely ways around it. I mean, you know, I don't think anybody's going to be like, King DDD does not have that ability. He can't limit Kirby's flying like that.
Or you know, he hires a wizard to
Yeah.
yeah.
So who the hell knows? But yeah, I think it's about time. I think we're going to see a 3D Kirby game somewhere in the near future. Regnilla's got it. Kirby's Warehouse. It's all indoors. Kirby's Warehouse. Nintendo's UK team, Mom Brain, I've made this a top story specifically for you.
Wonderful.
Nintendo UK is teaming with Digital Schoolhouse for play-based learning.
That's my jam.
Nintendo Schoolhouse has announced Nintendo UK as the program's new lead partner, which will see them reach a projected 32,000 pupils via a network of 55 schools and colleges. Nintendo UK will also be helping out Digital Schoolhouse with their National Schools esports tournament, which kicks off with the Digital Schoolhouse Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Team Battle. What is this person's name? Shanilia Saeed, director of Digital Schoolhouse, said, "We're delighted Nintendo UK has agreed to throw support behind Digital Schoolhouse. DSH has evolved enormously in just 3 years, and their support means we can reach more pupils and teachers than ever with our transformative and inspiring program. Nintendo's production as lead partner sees PlayStation join DSH's growing support roster, which includes the Department of Digital Culture, Media, and Sport, Sega, Ubisoft, and blah, 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 blah." So obviously, Nintendo's going to do stuff with Nintendo Labo. They're also saying there's going to be a Smash Brothers tournament, so it's pretty cool. I think. Why, man? I wish they had this kind of stuff when we were in school.
Yeah, no kidding.
What we have, Dare, where they yell at you and tell you not to do drugs.
No one ever yelled at us.
We had a Math Blaster.
We never played that in our. We played
Oh,
Oregon
really?
Trail, and
I
that's
never
it.
had Math Blaster. We played Kid Pix.
I don't know what this is.
Kid Pix?
Yeah.
You would love Kid Pix.
Tell me about it.
It's like paint, but super fun with all kinds of different like effects and stamps, and everything had a fun noise with it.
It does sound right up my alley.
You would have loved it. I'm so sorry that.
Yeah, we had Oregon Trail, and we also had, which
I had Oregon Trail too.
John the Savage and I thought was the most amazing thing ever at the time.
Yeah.
Encarta.
Oh yeah, we had Encarta.
Oh yeah.
We like put that in. The computer teacher let us come after school because I didn't have a computer that could do it, and he didn't have one.
When my family bought their Gateway computer, it came with Encarta.
Yeah.
We put the CD in, and we were amazed that like it had video clips of things.
Yeah,
right. It was like, look, dinosaurs, and it was like a lady like dusting off dinosaur bones, and we were like, oh my god, this. We were like, just
on a computer.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. Jewelry Jelly says, who here is part of the Oregon Trail generation? Hello, Ridley Soria. Thanks for joining us. I mean, we all are, certainly.
Yeah.
And we played like the original Oregon Trail. I'm not knocking people that played, like the updated visual one, but like we were playing the basic version of it.
Yeah,
with using like the computer speaker inside, not like actual speakers just like beeping and
crap. Well, there's been like several like updated versions, right?
Yeah, there have.
The one I played, I don't think was the original one.
They have like now in Target you can buy like a handheld version. You know how Tiger used to do their electronic crappy games?
Oh, sure.
Well, Oregon Trail, whoever holds the license, put out like a literal just handheld version of Oregon Trail, but it's exactly like the original. Like it plays and looks exactly like it.
Oh, nice.
But it's, portable, which every time we're at Target, I'm like,
yeah, why haven't you gotten it
I
yet?
want to play it.
Because
I want to like hook it up to the TV and play it with everybody.
Oh, okay.
I need to go to Aardvark and get new running shoes.
That's great. I can say random things too.
If they're open late
Oh
enough.
crap! Yes, I was supposed to say something.
If they're open late enough, we could go out to Bethlehem and then I can get my shoes. It'll be quick. I know exactly what I'm getting. And then we go to Target, pick up a little Oregon Trail.
Sounds like a lot.
Maybe bring home a nice pizza.
I don't know. We'll talk about it later. What was I saying? Oregon
We
Trail.
need
There's
to have
some-
a little fun. We all had busy, crazy weeks.
There's something I wanted to
Why
say.
don't you want us to have fun?
I'm not telling you you can't have fun.
Please have treaties.
I still have to do
Please.
so much beard club stuff. It's unbelievable.
Just let the cat walk around on the keyboard and fart it out.
I'm trying out a new type of writing.
Our cat has a beard.
Now I forgot the thing
You're supposed to
again.
say
Oh
something
yes, I wanted to
aardvark.
say no. I wanted to say something at the beginning of the show and I completely forgot. I told someone who messaged me. Who was it? Oh, that's terrible. I forget their name. I want to say it was a Mario related name. But anyway, last week on the podcast, shoot, I meant to say this in the beginning. When you were going into the music section, you gave a nice little opener about people dodging the hurricane, staying safe and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I followed up by saying, like, I don't remember, like, can we get to the music now or something like that?
Uh-huh.
I didn't mean that. It's like, I don't care about the people. I was just like, you doing that took me out of like what was going on. I didn't realize you were going to do that. So I don't want it to seem like I was being insensitive,
Well, I
although
hope all
To
of
hurricane
it certainly
victims.
seemed like that.
Yeah, I hope all of those people
But hopefully the longtime listeners know that's not the case.
are
That-
safe today. And
yes. Thankfully, while there were certainly plenty of people who were displaced and hurt and all that, earlier projections made it look like it was going to be much worse for much
in the
more
Bahamas,
people.
They're...
Well, yes, but I'm saying overall
Yeah, I mean,
Many
my
areas
parents,
that
I
were
was,
supposed
we
to
were
be
really
hit
worried
big.
that they were gonna
dodged it, thankfully.
get. The brunt
Actually,
of
yeah.
it.
Where's the hurricane right now?
I don't know.
Well, it came
Not here.
It came through. I know, like South Carolina.
Yeah.
So I think it's if it hasn't just gone out to sea again, North Carolina.
Okay.
Well, anyway.
I'm going to North Carolina in like
Oh, really?
2 weeks to the Outer
Ooh.
Banks.
That's exciting.
Well,
So I
think
just wanted
I
to
saw
say that.
like there was like I think Ocracoke is like flooded.
Overhaul.
Hmm.
Jingle Boy talking about this school partnership says, interesting idea though. Is there a
Catastrophic flooding.
list of schools? Part of me feels they'll all be in England. I don't know that they had a list of schools. The press release didn't state one. Maybe if you go to their official website, you'll see a list of schools. Moving on, we had the Nintendo Direct, which we will recap right now. There was a Nintendo Direct. It was 40 minutes long. It had a lot of stuff. You like to hear what was announced? Well, let me tell you. Okay. Overwatch Legendary Edition is what opened the Nintendo Direct. There has been speculation for years now that Overwatch is coming to the Switch, and people have been saying, why isn't Overwatch on the Switch? Well, now you're getting Overwatch on the Switch. It comes out October 15th. If you are holding out, well, there's a retail version, but here's the thing. It's not actually a retail version. It's a box at GameStop or through Amazon or Best Buy, wherever you buy games, and it includes a download code for the game. So it's a box basically for you to put on your shelf. I think it comes with a subscription to Switch Online as well, like 3 months or something. So there's that. But if you're looking for the game to be on a game card, you are not getting it out of this, sadly. Also, as I said earlier, rumor had it that an SNK character was going to be added to Smash Bros. Ultimate, and that is indeed the case. In November, Smash Bros. Ultimate will be getting Terry Bogard from Fatal Fury, probably the most well-known character from Fatal Fury, the trucker hat wearing.
Yeah, the guy
Terry
with the
Bogard.
hat.
So he is joining. Cam Halen says, I honestly was a bit bummed it was leaked because Overwatch would have made the direct for me. Yes, I mean, it was rumored for a very long time, and then pretty much the night before and the day of, it was not. It was pretty much confirmed. Like there were multiple sources coming out to say this is 100% happening. So yeah, it took a little oomph out of it, certainly. Also, as far as Smash Brothers goes, Banjo-Kazooie are available in the game right now. So you can download Banjo-Kazooie if you got the Fighter's Pass, or you can get the whole Fighter Pass and get everybody. But yes, the bear and the bird are back. You can play as them now. Hopefully, if you've been waiting to try them out, you enjoy them. I haven't had a chance to play as them yet. Also, on top of that, which is a pretty big bombshell, We know the Fighters Pack DLC for Smash Bros. Ultimate was supposed to include 5 characters. Terry Bogard will be the 4th. We don't know who the 5th is. We'll find out eventually. But here's the big news. Nintendo announced that more fighters are coming to Smash Bros. They're doing even more DLC. They didn't say how many, but now we're going beyond the initial 5. So all your hopes and dreams for characters are now alive again. Do you want Waluigi in Smash Brothers? Now it could happen. Nintendo could go back and put Waluigi in there. Do you want... I don't know. Do you want Mariah Carey in Smash Brothers? You know how that make me feel?
Sorry, I forgot what that was listed under.
Smash. Whistle-tone.
It's Whistle-tone.
That'd be a great one.
So yeah, whoever you... Bowsette. That's right, Cam. You want Bowsette?
Oh wow, I forgot about
Smash
Bowsette.
Brothers. All your hopes and dreams at this moment in time are now 100% possible. So maybe it will happen. Man, they announced that more DLC characters are coming in Smash Brothers. If Waluigi doesn't make it in this cut, people are going to be pissed. We'll see what happens. But yes, hopefully whoever you want and didn't make the cut in the first 5, we still have one mystery in there, will be a part of this next one. Also announced was Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. This is a remake of the 2012 title Xenoblade Chronicles. And it seems like it's going to have some extra content. It seems like it's going to feature some content that was cut from the original Xenoblade Chronicles, but that's not confirmed. But based on footage in the trailer and those who are in the know, it seems like that's what's going on. That will be coming out for the Switch in 2020. We just don't have official details on when yet. Another big surprise, which has been slightly rumored for a while, but now officially confirmed, is Super Nintendo Entertainment System games are part of the Switch Online service. So, as of now, there are 20 different Super Nintendo games on the Switch. All you need is the Switch Online service. So if you have that subscription, you download the little app thing from the eShop, and you're good to go. Would you like to know what games are in there? I'll tell you. Your 20 games available right now, which all include online play, are Super Mario World, Super Mario Kart, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Super Metroid, Stunt Race FX, which is available for the first time since its original Super Nintendo release.
Wow, that's right.
Kirby's Dream Land 3, Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, Star Fox, F-Zero, Pilot Wings, a favorite in the Kirby household.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Kirby's Dream Course, Brawl Brothers, Breath of Fire, Demon's Crest, Joe and Mac 2 Lost in the Tropics, another popular franchise.
Yeah, I never played Joe and Mac 2.
I've never played a sequel either. Super EDF Earth. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me try this again. Super EDF Earth Defense Force. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Super Puyo Puyo 2, available the first time in the US. Super Soccer, available for the first time since its original release. Super Tennis, available for the first time since its original release. There was
Mega Man Soccer.
I know there's another one in here. Oh, I must have. Did I say Demon's Crest?
You
must
did.
have said it really quickly. Sorry, I meant to make a big deal out of it for you.
Yeah,
I know you're a big fan.
It's a game that I've always wanted to play.
I've been trying.
But yeah, it's never been available on like any of the virtual consoles.
Well, now it is. I've been trying to get Dew to play it.
Oh, okay.
Because I told him, I sent him a text right away, and I was like, "Hey, Super Nintendo games are on the Switch right now because he's got He's got Switch Online." And I sent him the list of titles, and he was like, "Well, I'd play about 2 of them on there." And I was like, "Demon's Crest." It's Kirby's been really gunning for it.
He does like demons.
I am a demon. He didn't specifically say anything back to it, so I don't know what the 2 on here are that he would play. Link to the Past, I guess, is definitely one.
Yeah.
And maybe Super Metroid?
Maybe.
It's not a Kirby game, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, now I'm curious.
But there's Mario Kart and Mario World. I don't know. I gotta ask him. So yeah, Super Nintendo games are up there right now, guys. Also, if you want, Nintendo's going to be offering a Super Nintendo controller for your Switch. It'll be $30 a month. Same deal as you got with the NES controller on the Switch. A port that many people were hoping would come over from the Wii U to the Switch because the Wii U had such a small install base and this was such a niche experience that it really didn't have a chance to shine. Well, now it's going to get a chance to shine. Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore is coming to the Switch. It's the combination of, Fire Emblem and whatever.
And what's it called?
Tokyo Mirage Sessions. It's like, an Atlas style game, like a
So it's weird.
Persona style, or God, why can't I think of the name of what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm talking about. The goddamn game's coming to Switch January 17th.
There's a T in it, right?
Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah, Tensei.
Tetris 99 got its version 2.0 update, and there's DLC in there as well, but that's paid DLC. There's a new thing called Tetris Maximus status. Whoa. Which means getting first place at least once in a traditional online mode of Tetris 99. That will give you access to Tetris Maximus, where you play with other winners.
Did you know you could play Tetris for free?
I did not know that. Daily missions will be added in Tetris 99 for everyone to enjoy. There's a whole bunch of themes in there as well. There's the Big Block DLC, whole bunch of stuff in there. And you can get the game at retail if you'd like. The retail version, let's see, is out now. And it includes all Big Block DLC plus a 12-month membership to Switch Online. It is $30, so not too bad. Pokemon Sword and Shield, new information, whatever. Well, I guess I should mention this. One of the Mom Brain, let me tell you about this because you're going to eventually read this one day. A new Pokemon was revealed for Pokemon Sword and Shield, and it's called Poltegeist.
Oh, it doesn't sound nice.
A ghost-type Pokemon that makes its home by hiding itself amongst dishes at hotels and restaurants. Its body is made of tea. And it may even let a trusting trainer have a taste of its tea.
Ew!
I'm sorry, what?
Yep.
How can it be made of tea?
It's made of tea, and its body is a tea kettle. Like its vessel is a tea kettle. That's how it hides amongst the dishes, and if you're a really good trainer, it'll let you sip on it.
I don't like it.
So weird. The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening was shown again. That's due out September 20th. Yeah, I don't like.
Why would you want to drink a ghost?
How does that conversation even get broached? Like, hey, well, I guess it wouldn't be like that. It'd be like Poltegeist, and it like looks at you, and you're like, what are you saying? And it's trying to get you to drink it or sip it. Sip me.
Sip it.
Sip me, trainer. Luigi's Mansion 3, we saw that there's we saw some more floors in the game, including Tomb Suites, a disco floor, and a pirate-themed restaurant. They also announced the new Scream Park Party Mode, which is for 2 to 8 players to battle against each other as a Luigi team and a Gooigi team, even using just one Switch system. We got a new trailer for Animal Crossing New Horizons. We got a new trailer for Demon X Machina, which comes out September 13th. There's also a new prologue demo out right now. We got the surprise announcement and I guess shadow drop for... Oh, damn it. Mom Ray, did you hear what I just said?
I already remembered it.
Sure you did.
I did. I actually was just thinking about it when you were talking to me.
Damn it. I told Mom Brain what shadow drop meant earlier this week, and I said I'm going to ask you this on the podcast to see if you remember, and then I forgot. Super Kirby Clash, which is like, the other, the whatever it was, Kirby Battle Clash or whatever on the 3DS. It's a free-to-start multiplayer action game with Kirby where you basically level up your Kirby and buy him new equipment to battle bosses. Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition was launched that same day for the Switch. Return of the Obra Dinn, which is a critically acclaimed stylish indie game, is coming to the Switch this fall. As an insurance investigator for the East India Company, players must board a ship, explore its surroundings, turn back time with the Memento Mortem pocket watch, and record logical deductions to solve the ship's mysteries. It looks really interesting. It's got a really unique design.
Yeah, I remember it made like a lot of best of the year lists.
Yeah, it's one of those games I've been meaning to play and haven't. Now I've got the perfect excuse to check it out on Switch. Little Town Hero. So Town, the RPG from Game
Little
Freak,
town full of little people.
got its official name, its final name, and surprising, we got a surprising double whammy, or I guess surprising triple whammy. Yes, Ridley Soria says the Return of the Obra Dinn looks like it's using a Game Boy camera filter. It really does. That's what the game looks like.
Oh yeah, it's true.
The three surprising things about Little Town Hero are: number one, it's coming out October 16th. That's a lot sooner than most thought. Number two, it's $30 instead of a full price game. Number three, the music is being done by Toby Fox, the man who created Undertale and also did all the music for Undertale. So that's all pretty cool stuff to know that it's coming out that soon. And now I'm really looking forward to the soundtrack. That's reason enough to buy the game right there, in my opinion. Also announced was Deadly Premonition Origins. A revamp of Deadly Premonitions is available on the Switch right now. The game made by Swery that was heavily inspired by Twin Peaks, among other things. And then on top of that, Deadly Premonition 2, A Blessing in Disguise, the blessing, was announced for Switch as well. And it's going to be a Switch launch exclusive, so it will go to other platforms eventually. But if you want it day one, you have to have a Switch. So the game, surprisingly, the cult hit, is getting a sequel that's coming to Switch. That's very cool to see. Rogue Company was announced, which is a new 5v5 online shooter from Hi-Rez Studios. That's coming out next year. Another pair of very surprising releases: Star Wars Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast, and Star Wars Jedi Knight, whatever the other one is, it doesn't say here, are both coming to the Switch. The first one, Jedi Outcast, comes to the Switch on September 24th, so in a couple weeks. And then the one after that, I forget what it's called, Jedi Academy, I don't remember, is the one that will have the online multiplayer. And I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. I could not be more excited because myself, Lube, and Jonna Savage played that multiplayer
I remember that
much.
Yeah.
So much. It was the first time we really got into an online game on a computer. Oh my God, we had so much fun. And back then we weren't using microphones to talk. There wasn't any talking at all. So we would just text each other in game or communicate through taunts or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we've talked about it on the podcast one time. There's one game where we were playing Capture the Flag and was also all of us on the same team. And the game had 30 seconds left and I had the flag and I died. So I got back to the start. And Jonna Savage and I, there was it was a level with a huge bridge on it, enclosed bridge. And we were like, well, we don't have enough time to get to the flag. This is it. I screwed it up. And coming around the corner was Lube, who was playing as Lando Calrissian. And his character, again, because he couldn't talk to any of us because he's running around, so he can't take time to type, his character was doing a woo taunt. So he was running with the flag, throwing his hand in the air, just screaming woo. We were like, oh my God, he's going to do it. So we ran forward and rushed the group of people that were chasing him, and he made it back, and we won the game.
Wow.
I'll never forget it.
Sounds amazing.
So as soon as I found out this was coming to Switch, I texted both of them, and I was like, we have to play. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I hope people actually play it on the Switch so there's an audience of people to play against. But man, I'm excited for those games. Also, one that was rumored and turned out to be true, Doom 64 is coming to the Switch. It comes out on November 22nd of this year. The classic Doom 64, which I played once and I remember really enjoying, but I don't remember much about the game itself. I'm excited to play through it again. I played it when it came out, and that was it because I rented it. I didn't buy it. Dre Gamer says, same with me, Raw. Jedi Outcast was where I made my first online username, Jedi Jester. Good times. Yeah, that was a really formative online experience for me. It's hard for me to think of other games on a PC that I played online that I had that much fun with and played online that much, because I don't really do MMORPGs, so I didn't get into any of that. I was into MapleStory for a good amount of time.
Oh, wow.
And I also played The Sims Online, and I played that from start to when it died. and that died really early because I guess people didn't end up buying that game, so they shut it down. And I was really disappointed they were shutting that game down. But yeah, I haven't had too many big online games. That was one of them. We got more. They mentioned Witcher 3, which is, we didn't really see anything new coming out October 15th. We also got another one that was rumored and turned out to be true. The Assassin's Creed The Rebel Collection is coming exclusively to Switch. This is Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag and Assassin's Creed Rogue. So both games, one package, only on Switch, this bundle, due out December 6th. We got an update on Dauntless. They didn't say when it's coming out. That's a game we already knew about. Trials of Mana, they said is coming out April 24th, 2020. So we got the official release date for that game. We saw more Mario and Sonic. We saw that the Incineroar, Chrome, or Crom, I guess I'm supposed to say, and Simon Belmont amiibo are due out November 15th. NBA 2K was shown. The Outer Worlds was shown. Just Dance 2020. Ni no Kuni. Again, if you haven't played Ni no Kuni, play that damn game. It's fantastic. And that's coming from someone who doesn't really like RPGs. Devil May Cry 2 was announced. It's coming out September 19th, so very soon. That's the HD version that was in the collection on other platforms. Grid Auto Sport got a release date of September 19th. Vampire, the original Vampire game, Vampyr, is coming to the Switch on October 29th. Call of Cthulhu comes out October 8th. Farming Simulator 20 is coming to the Switch this winter. And I think that's it. Yeah. So it was a direct full of all kinds of interesting things. There were some big wow moments. But just
wow, I am impressed.
Just a lot of interesting stuff in it. The Ms. CV says, I almost got kicked out of undergrad because of Halo 2's online multiplayer. Oh, you know what? I played that online a lot on the computer. The Halo, whatever it was, Halo CE on the PC.
Sure.
I played that a ton online on the computer. Fred Duck says, he quotes Nintendo's press release where it says, Nintendo announced many new games coming to the Switch. And Fred says, actually, Nintendo announced one new game coming to the Switch, along with 24 old games. They also gave out information on several already announced games. He also quotes the press release again where it says, Nintendo has been delivering new content for Switch all year long. And he says, now, if only they were releasing it, because I certainly haven't noticed new content all year long. Instead of making the garbage Nintendo Switch Online actually good, they just keep shoving boring digital rentals into it, along with holding your Switch game saves hostage. What happened to you, Nintendo? This is awful. Well, when Nintendo says Nintendo announced many new games, it doesn't just mean, well, whatever. I'm not even getting into this. Why am I doing this? I wouldn't respond to these comments on the computer. Why am I going to do it on a podcast? You know how I feel. I don't need to get into that. I'm not gonna waste everybody's time like that.
Wow.
Overwatch Legendary Edition also isn't going to include crossplay at launch. They're not saying that they won't add it at some point down the road, but I think this decision makes sense because Overwatch has been out, 3 years? And to just lump in Switch players with players from other platforms means those Switch players would get destroyed. So they're not doing it at launch, but they're not saying they're not doing it at all. It's something for them to consider. And then, as I said, the retail version doesn't actually come with a game card. The Dreaming Hawk says, okay, yeah, this is just silly to not even have a card and a partial update. Heck, it could still fit on a 16 gig card, but it's under $60. They could do an 8 gig one. Probably due to a very quick release window since carts do take a while to make, but it's a bit of a bummer. Yeah, I know. Any retail game or any physical release of a game is disappointing when that game doesn't actually include a game card. It's annoying. North America. What do we get in North America this week? We got Deadly Premonitions Origins, Super Kirby Clash, Daemon X Machina got its prologue demo, NBA 2K20, Creature in the Well, Risk of Rain 2, Blasphemous comes out September 10th. The Super Nintendo Collection for Switch Online. Arcade Archives Pinball, As Divine Menace, Automa Chef got a demo, Battle Supremacy Ground Assault, Bulletstorm, Duke of Switch Edition, Desktop Bowling got a demo, Damaverse got a demo, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 Lite version, that's the free-to-play version. 50 Words by Paugi got a full game and a demo. Final Fantasy VIII Remastered is now available. Gnome's Garden, Lost King. Gun Pixies comes out September 10th. Headliner.
Gun Pixie.
Yeah, it's one of those like anime games, lewd anime games where like you're like little pixies that hang out in like a girl's bedroom, and she's giant, obviously, because you're a pixie and you like shoot monsters or something. I don't know. Hymno is available. Hopping Girl Kohane Jumping Kingdom Princess of the Black Rabbit is available. Hyperforma, If My Heart Had Wings, Just Blackjack, Obake Doro, Pocket Clothier, Remothered Tormented Fathers, River City Girls, Space Colors Runner.
You've been into River City Girls, right?
Space Cows, Spice and Wolf VR, which remember does support Nintendo Labo VR. Reginilla, I will talk about that in a bit. Yeah. I'm glad you brought it up. Star-Crossed Myth, The Department of Punishments, and Star-Crossed Myth, The Department of Wishes are both available. Super Jumpy Ball, The Battle of Mahjong, The Long Journey Home, Throne Quest Deluxe comes out September 11th, Wand Wars, and Whoopo Definitive Edition. So a very busy week full of all kinds of stuff. Let's see what the first person had to say, and hopefully they're not grouchy. Steel Diver says, gonna play some Pilot Wings this week. Now to wait another year for Pilot Wings 64. Not bothering with the free Kirby game, as I don't agree with its politics. He doesn't like digital games. Or free to play, or both. Europe, what did Europe get? They got Wand Wars, Gurgamoth, a Dual Hand Disaster Tracker, Barrier X, Finn and the Ancient Mystery, Torchlight 2, Spyro Reignited Trilogy, Final Fantasy VIII Remastered, The Long Journey Home, Mole Cats, Pocket Clothier, If My Heart Had Wings, Battle Supremacy Ground Assault, Headliner Nova News, Deadly Premonition Origins, River City Girls, Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition, Super Kirby Clash, Whoopo Definitive Edition, Gnome's Garden Lost King, Space Cows, The Battle of Mahjong, As Divine Menace, Spice and Wolf VR, 50 Words by Paugi, Arcade Archives Vigilante, Just Blackjack, Hyperforma, Creature in the Well, NBA 2K20, Super Jumpy Ball, Gun Pixies, Hymno, Remothered Tormented Fathers, Mothers, Lock Up Your Daughters,
Smithers is on the town.
Super Nintendo games, demos for a whole bunch of stuff, and you get the idea. Good Lord. Poor Nintendo working on those European... Oh, I got to mention that, too. We have someone... Well, I'll tell you in a second. Shillelagh says... No, that's not true. Yeah, Shillelagh says, there's quite a lot to play on Switch this week, especially when you add in the 20 Super Nintendo games on the Switch Online. There is. Hopefully there's something
but
for
it's not
everybody.
new.
Not new. Minus all those new games I announced. No, not new. Speaking of new, Nintendo has teased a new experience for Switch.
Ooh.
This was the day after the Nintendo
Oh,
Direct.
yeah,
Mom Brain,
this
you
is
saw the trailer. So, as I was telling Kirby yesterday, very quickly, Nintendo showed off a surprise trailer out of nowhere that showed no gameplay, just showed people using this strange accessory for the Switch. It's some sort of plastic, like, resistance band that you slot a Joy-Con into, and you, like, squeeze this band, and you swing it around, and you do a whole bunch of stuff with it. And it looks like, in the trailer, you're doing a lot of, like, exercise-related things, but they're tied to mini games. So it's like basically like it looks like it's an evolution of Wii Fit or Wii Fit U. I don't know. They're making this crazy accessory, and they made a point to not show gameplay, which makes me believe it's not going to be tied to an existing franchise. So for like people hoping that this is a WarioWare game, I really don't think that's going to be the case because I think a WarioWare game would be a hard sell to people with this accessory. Whereas if they tie it to like some sort of fitness experience, I think it could reach an expanded audience. I would love it to be WarioWare. I just don't think it's going to be the case. And it looks like it's focused on people all over.
Mean it won't eventually. WarioWare wouldn't eventually use it.
I think it's going to be a WarioWare-like experience just without Wario. And it looks like it's focused on people around the world, so I'm imagining there's going to be some sort of like worldwide leaderboards or something like that for people playing these games. I don't know. But we're finding out more about it on September 12th. So again, you can see the trailer on Nintendo's YouTube channel. There is no gameplay footage, but you can see the accessory and people using it. And it seems like it's coupled with some sort of just like a standard like strap that you put on your leg for holding a Joy-Con for certain other elements of this game, whatever it may be. But there's nothing like there's nothing
they show people like sweating while they're doing it. It's
there's
great.
Nothing fancy about the strap. It's like, any like resistance band or something like that. It just has a pocket for your Joy-Con.
When are we going to see that?
We find out more information on September 12th, which is a Thursday.
So maybe it would be nice if it came out holiday.
It's coming out this year from my sources. Yeah. My sources say it's this year.
So I have
my sources.
Half marathon weekend in February. I'd love if I could use that for my cross training.
So yeah, I'm always down with. My favorite Nintendo is Weird Nintendo, so I'm totally on board with this. First comment comes from Autumnal Blake. It's the top-rated comment. And he says, so weird. I love it. Keep on being weird, Nintendo. Yeah, it's Weird Nintendo, my favorite kind of Nintendo. Also, I have to thank you guys. I went on Twitter. So I was looking at this trailer, and we don't see any gameplay, and I was like, there's something funny to do in here, but what? What would be a funny game that you could marry really well with this thing? And I was like, oh my God, I got it. Mortal Kombat. I'll take the people doing their moves and match it to Mortal Kombat. So that's what I did. And if you
finish him,
it's on our Twitter, which is at GoNintendo tweet. But it's like, I don't know, when did I do it? I guess Friday morning I did it, so you'd have to go scroll back for a while. I posted it in the Discord too. It's just like 3 quick clips from the trailer married with Mortal Kombat actions that match what's going on with people using the band. And I have to thank you guys because it's gone over so well. It got a lot of attention. I'm glad it did because I had fun making it. I just didn't know if people were going to be offended by it or not. I'm going to see if I can find it real quick on Twitter. But thank you to those of you who have supported it and liked it and retweeted. I love when I get the chance to do stupid, funny things like that. And I only like to do it when it isn't forced, when I actually have an idea that I'm like happy with and proud of, and it's something I can actually, put together and make work. And I felt like this one did. It has 168,000 views. It has 3,500 retweets and 13,000 likes. So thank you. I really appreciate that. I farted it out on Twitter at 7:30 in the morning. I didn't expect it to get the attention it did, but thank you. So we'll actually find out probably what this thing does come September 12th. We'll get to see a little bit of gameplay, which isn't far off at all. We don't need to do that. Very quickly, Nintendo. What time are we at? Oh, dear. Well, it was a Nintendo Direct week, whatever. Very quickly, Nintendo said that Switch Online, NES, and Super Nintendo games will no longer be released monthly. They will be added randomly. Nintendo specifically said they will be added after launch, but those releases will not adhere to a regular schedule. So you could get one. You could get one a week. You could get 20 every 2 months. You could get, I don't know, 2 every 5 days. Whatever the hell schedule Nintendo wants. Before, they were announcing a batch of them, and they would come out every month, 1 batch every month. So hopefully this means better distribution, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. It could mean worse. Autumnal Blake says, I feel like this trick is going to result in... No. Where did I... Oh, okay. He says, I feel like this is going to result in an even slower trickle. Maybe faster at first, but I don't think this will be good at all. I'm going to have to agree with you on that, Autumnal. I'm not sure, and I don't like being a pessimist. But that would be my guess, yes. And then finally, our last top story. Yesterday, a patent by Nintendo was discovered that shows a hinged Joy-Con. The Joy-Con at the top. So on the left Joy-Con, it would be the joystick. And on the right Joy-Con, it would be the face buttons, are hinged. So they fold backwards a bit to make for a, what Nintendo, I guess, would be thinking, a more ergonomic experience. And these still work on your Switch. They still slide on and off, and you can play with them hinged on your Switch because the actual Joy-Con rail isn't on a hinge. That's rigid like it is now. It's the other part that snaps off and hinges back, which is a really cool design idea. But I don't know if it would feel good. I'd have to actually feel it in my hands to know if it works out well. I like the idea. I think it's always appreciated when companies try and make a more ergonomic controller. The Switch is small for some people, and for people that have big hands, it makes it not as comfortable to play in long sessions portable. So maybe something like this would work. I don't know. We shall see. And again, as I always say with Nintendo patents, just because it's a patent doesn't mean it's going to be an actual product. We'll see what happens. Autumnal Blake, again with the first comment, they say, that's a really good idea for ergonomics, but it looks weird as hell, like it's melted. It definitely would have to be nice. Definitely would be nice to have, though. Yeah, it is strange to see. This is with anything. Like, you're so used to the look of something. When they do a radical design change to make it look different, but it still functions the same, you're like, man, that looks weird.
Does anyone else have that happen to them with shoes? Like, you're used to, well, for me, I literally am only ever wearing Birkenstocks of some brand or type and running shoes.
Bagel, that's a great gift, Bagel.
But when I put on like different shoes, I look down at my feet and I'm like, I look ridiculous.
Yeah, that
happens to me with shoes.
I wouldn't say, I can't name a time specifically where it's happened with shoes, but it's happened with like clothing that I've worn. I'll put something on that's usually outside of my realm of whatever, and I'm like, oh, that looks really
Which
weird.
is to say actual
pants.
Clothing.
Long sleeve
and
shirts.
not underpants.
Like me in a long sleeve shirt, come on, that's weird.
It's great. I love it.
Hoodie, that's one thing, but long sleeve shirt, no. Pants, what happened the last time
Don't
I wore
get me
pants?
started
What
on
happened the
pants.
last time I wore pants? I fell down. That's what happened.
I fell down.
And I came home and I cut the legs off, made them into shorts. Haven't fallen since then.
That's not true.
That's 100. All of that
You
story
fell
true.
again in the shorts that you made going to Exxon.
No.
The pants that you
no,
fell in.
No.
The pants that you fell in
No.
originally.
This is not true. When I had nothing to wear, I went in the closet and I was like, well, I have these pants, which had the hole in the knee because the last time I wore them, I had fallen. And I was like, I'll put these on. Went to Exxon, came back, and fell again in the same pair of pants. And when I got home, I took them off and cut the legs off right away. And I haven't fallen since. But I definitely know what happened.
Too hard to walk in pants.
That'd be my stand-up routine. Does anybody else have trouble walking in pants? Pants are so difficult to walk in. So restrictive on the legs. Yeah, it's not. It makes it sound like I'm wearing like tights or something. They're just like regular Dickies pants. Yeah, they weren't like restrictive. They're bad luck pants.
Jeggings.
They're bad luck pants. All right, that's it for top stories. The one thing I wanted to say is this week we tried a new person on the site to post news. I don't know if you've noticed, but Wednesday mornings are a little quieter because we haven't had someone to cover Wednesday morning. Nintendo does Monday morning, Thursday morning, and Friday morning. Yo Schiller does Tuesday morning. We had no one for Wednesday morning. And I've been doing a lot of research and talking to people. And we tried someone this past week. And I have to say, for their first week out, they did a fantastic job.
Well,
So I
good.
think we have a new person on Wednesday mornings, and their name is Nintendo Jam on the site. I would tell you their Twitter, but I don't remember it. I know Nintendo Jam is in it, but I believe there's something else as well. But there's a new person on the site. So Wednesday mornings we'll have regular news flow like they should. And I'm very happy about it because Wednesdays are super busy. So it helps me and it helps you guys. So welcome Nintendo Jam to the GoNintendo family. You join the ranks of others that have moved on to much greater things. like Destin, who went to IGN, and Rinri, who didn't do news but did videos and went on to what was the name of that network? She worked for a whole bunch of other video places. And Corey Godby, who's used to do cartoons for GoNintendo and is now working with the Jim Henson Company and is in the credits for the Dark Crystal.
Let me just tell you that Corey Godby's art speaks to my soul. I just...
Give me your art, boy. Freeze my soul.
I don't know. There's just something about it that's like, yes, that is like...
I think it's called the Mom Brain style,
Yeah, it's like in my imagination, like as a little
it is
girl
your style
growing
to a
up,
T, without a
pretending
doubt.
I was riding ponies in the backyard.
What do you mean growing up? You still do that now?
Sometimes when I'm running, I like to pretend that there's ponies running with me. I'm not joking.
Oh, with you.
That's
They're lifting you up.
They're like
taking you with them.
No, they're like on my side.
Yeah, I know.
Like
I meant like
thundering.
spiritually lifting you up.
Yeah.
Kirby, what have you been playing lately?
Oh yeah. So since last week I played I essentially played like a version of Wolfenstein 3D, and that was like and I was enjoying that. I decided to go back to playing Doom, like the original Doom. So I downloaded Ultimate Doom, and I've just been playing that on my PC.
And it's still so much fun.
Yeah, but I had I'm trying to remember. I definitely remember playing Doom 2 a lot when in the 90s. But I had forgotten the way that the game controls.
Oh, it's different, very different from FPS games today.
Yeah, like it's not like the keyboard and mouse type of setup.
Yeah.
And I was, hasn't there been like a version of the original Doom in like, the past couple of decades where they've, where they've updated it so that you have the option to change not the look, just the controls at least? Or is that something you can only do with like mods?
I'm sure they have. I mean, like, whenever I'm playing Doom, I'm playing it on console. So I most recently played it on Switch, and it controlled fine for me there. But I don't know. I'm sure there has to be. It seems crazy that there wouldn't be an official one and only done through mods, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Yeah, when I was a kid, I played Doom and Doom 2 a ton, but never at my house because I didn't own it. So I always
we had a free version of Doom 2, and I just remember always playing in God mode, and just so I could like go to the very last stage.
I remember playing it and always feeling like I was doing something I shouldn't be doing. Like, I shouldn't be playing this game. You play anything else, or is that it?
That was it.
Roth, I want to say, said he's loving every second of the Dark Crystal show. It's so good. My brain. I'm surprised you weren't there day one.
Yeah, I'm almost done with the season.
I was waiting to watch it with you, Roth.
No, don't watch it. We can't watch anything together. Our schedules are completely different. Monbray, what have you been playing?
I don't have time to enjoy anything in the next few weeks.
That's the spirit.
Well, no, it's not a bad thing. I'm just,
Hey.
Sorry, I'm just, I'm a very active member of several organizations, and they all happen to be education related, and so they're busy right now.
Get connected for free from Education
Connection.
What have you been playing?
Stardew Valley, June's Journey. Let me tell you, I thought it was over, but it's not.
June's Journey is not over.
I'm in part 2.
This
June's
is a mobile
Journey.
game.
Yeah. And Sugar Blast. And that's been slowing down. I'm at level like 300 something, and I keep getting stuck.
Just not a level 300 ability player. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And also, I've been trying to get back to running. And I'd love anybody's recommendations on good playlists, because I'm getting tired of the ones I've got. And I mean, I use Strava. If anybody wants to be friends,
You sound so lonely.
I have like 3 friends on Strava.
David Bowie says BagelNet. Just listen to David Bowie. That's it.
That's a great idea.
Dark Crystal.
That's a great idea.
What's he in?
Were you with me for Area 2? Yeah, we saw David Bowie at Area 2.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember hardly anything. Was that the one with the Red Man?
I think so, yeah.
Where he was yelling at the crowd to tell everybody to get up and dance?
Yeah, and
I was like, just
Blue Man Group were there.
leave me alone.
Yeah.
I don't dance to the music I like. I paid money to be here. If I want to sit down and listen to you, then
I gotta say that every time a summer goes by that I didn't go to a concert at PNC Bank, Garden State Arts Center, on the lawn, I feel like might have been a summer wasted. That's one of my favorite things to do.
You're saying
when
this
we never
is a summer
go.
wasted then?
I mean,
Yep, there we go.
by
Got
those
it.
standards, it sure
Loud
is.
and clear. Is that it, Mom Ray?
I believe it is. What about you, Raw?
Oh, thank you so much. What did I play? I don't know. I got to take a look at the app. I played more Control. I can tell you that. Oh man, Control, man, it's so weird. It's so weird in the best way. I love it. Mom Brain, you have to play it. I've been begging you to play it. Today should be the day you play it.
Okay.
I tried to explain Control last week and I couldn't just because I don't know what to say about it. It's so weird. Let me try again. You play as this lady who goes to this building, and it's a building that's in New York City, but it can only be seen by certain people. It's the Federal Bureau of Control, and they are tasked with basically keeping this operation a secret and under control because it has ties to a whole bunch of things going on in the real world, and if they don't keep tabs on it, it could lead to disastrous consequences. And it's all about certain items like leaking out into the real world that are behaving weirdly. Like, for example, like a horse from a carousel that has come to life. But it's not like running around like a horse. It's just like somebody's picking it up and moving it, and like it warps all over the place and stuff.
That is my idea.
And it tries to bind itself to people, and it can like make a person go crazy. Or if you're a certain type of person, you can control it and use
this type of person
use its abilities to become like super powered. And the character that you are is able to bind items and objects to her that have these abilities, so she can control them. And it's about like how there's this other worldly force that the Federal Bureau of Control is losing a fight with, basically. Like this other place is like bleeding into our world and going to take it over, I guess, kind of, and make things go crazy.
sounds really good.
But yeah, it's so interesting and weird and makes you think a lot, and it's so Twin Peaks in vibe. It's not even funny. Like, it's not. Don't take this the wrong way. It doesn't have the goofy, silly element of Twin Peaks, but it has the
Not sure
weird.
what you're talking about.
It has the weirdness down pat.
What's goofy in Twin Peaks? I mean,
There's a very goofy vibe to it, like a silly vibe.
at the end of the second season.
At the whole season of every season.
No.
Yes, every season has a silly vibe to it. There's moments that are super serious and themes that are super serious, but the characters are very quirky.
Yeah, but that's not goofy.
Yeah, so you're not going to tell me Andy isn't goofy and the receptionist isn't goofy?
Excuse me, wait a minute.
And Cooper doesn't have goofy elements?
Stop right there. The receptionist?
Whatever her name is.
Lucy Moran is her name.
Okay, so answer me. You're not answering my question. Rolf is in the chat saying cotton balls.
Cotton
Yeah, her
balls.
There's certain characters that are
her Nadine.
There's certain characters that are very straight-laced, but there's way more that are quirky.
Quirky, yes. Goofy, no. Now, I will tell you that Andy is goofy.
Yeah.
For sure. And
Nadine is goofy.
No. Nadine's
You're
not
only
goofy.
saying that because you identify with her.
No, she's not goofy. She's just...
Would you say she's quirky?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. same thing.
in a really dark and wonderful way. There's really not
The doctor is goofy. Dr. Jacoby.
Thank you. He's not goofy. He's eccentric.
Yeah.
There's really no funnier moment in television history.
See, this is what I'm talking about. You said funny.
Then when, and I'm speaking about Andy. Then when Andy steps on the board at Leo's house and it cracks him in the head, and he like.
This is my point. None of that.
Or when he's like, "It's Agent Rosenbloat. It's Agent. Do you know who it is? It's Agent."
You're making my point for me. None of that is in Control. That's what I'm saying. Control is all the elements of Twin Peaks without that quirky vibe.
Okay.
I was reading really serious comment. They say, maybe Mom Brain doesn't see any of the characters as being goofy because they're normal to her. They're her people. Yes,
They're my
that is the analysis
what
right
a compliment.
there. So yes, you need to play Control. I'm really enjoying Control. I played a little more of Astral Chain, and I'm getting more into that. I just haven't had time to play a lot because when I was planning on playing that, the Nintendo Directs got announced. So I was like, well, there goes plans for that night. I did a video on playing Risk of Rain 2, and since that video, I've played more of it. And I do really enjoy it, but the one thing that irked me for the video is something that still irks me. Risk of Rain is a randomly generated game where you basically go through levels and shoot a whole bunch of stuff and get all kinds of power-ups and stack them and become potentially super powered on what random things you pick up. But you find teleporters to get to the next part of a level. And the part I don't like is that enemies never stop coming, ever. There's no generators for you to like blow up and stop enemies from coming. They just come constantly the whole time. And the difficulty constantly creeps up. The whole time there's a meter that shows you going from easy to medium to hard. And it makes me feel like I have to rush through. And I don't like that. So that part still bothers me. But the moment-to-moment gameplay, like the gunplay and the abilities stacking and that stuff, I do like. It's just, I don't know. I don't like that enemies never, ever stop because it makes me feel like what I'm doing is pointless. Like, I feel like, why am I doing it? I can't ever stop this from happening.
That's called being a grown-up.
You're right.
Oh, yeah, where everything you do is pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just normal life.
Yeah, so when I'm playing a game, like if I'm trying to take out enemies, I don't want to play a game where the enemies never, ever stop.
Well, that's...
What's the point? What's the point in shooting them then? Then I should just run around, find the exit, and go.
That's generally what I do in life.
That's it. So I still feel the same way, but I do enjoy it. I do have fun with it. Like the mechanics feel good, the shooting feels good, the weapons feel good, movement feels good. I like all of that. I do. It's just the never-ending onslaught of enemies just I don't know, detracts from it for me. Gets me down. I also played more Rad this week. I did a couple challenges in Rad. Man, I like Rad a lot. I think Rad is rad. I don't think a lot of people are playing that game. I really like it. Great soundtrack. Double Fine did a great job with that soundtrack. It's all like very 80s synth inspired, and it spoofs a whole bunch of famous like I don't want to say 80s songs, but I'll say like tropes in songs, and certainly instruments in those songs are used a lot of heavy synth keyboard and things like that. And, drum loops from drum machines, they play into all that. They have certain singers that sound like, Sting basically, but they never sing lyrics. They have them singing just like notes.
Oh, okay.
It's like riffs in the style of Sting. It's not like, oh, that's from that song. You hear the guy singing and you hear how he flows with his notes, and you're like, oh, this is because of Sting. They're doing it Sting style. It's a lot of fun. I wish more people would play it. It's just a really cool procedurally generated roguelike, I guess you would say.
Well, it's a Double Fine game, so nobody buys it.
Exactly. Well, now Double Fine doesn't have to worry about that anymore. Microsoft bought them. They're a Microsoft company now, so man, that's got to be great for them. Tim Schafer's got to be like, finally, after how many years of running Double Fine, we've been scooped up now. I mean, now they have to make what Microsoft wants them to make.
Sure.
But you don't have to like fight and claw the whole time. You got a company daddy. The daddy takes care of you. You don't have to worry about. You don't have to kickstart games anymore. None of that. It's got to feel good. until they do it for a few years and they're like, man, I don't want to do this anymore. Because Microsoft has been very adamant saying like they want Double Fine to make the kind of games that they want to do, which I'm sure they will for 1 or 2, and then they're going to be like, these aren't selling. Because Tim Schafer made a joke.
Make Gears of War 6.
Yeah, Tim Schafer made a joke when they announced that they bought the company, and he was like, oh, we'll make the next Halo for you. We'll make it. He's like, whatever you want, we'll do it. So, Tim Schafer is a very funny guy. He's one of the most funny people in the game industry from what I've seen. So he has a sense of humor about all of it, and I think that's something that a lot of developers lack. But I'm excited to see what you're doing. But prior to that, they were working on Rad. Rad is now available on Switch. I really like it. It's fun. It's just fun. Play Rad. At least look at some trailers for Rad and check it out. I really feel like nobody's playing that game.
There is a bustle of bird activity out there.
Bird's the word.
Have you heard?
Roth says, I don't know if this is fact or not, but Roth says the Rad composer was inspired by Kung Fury's theme, which was done by Mitch Murder.
We were all inspired by Kung Fury's theme.
Mitch Murder
the one with David Hasselhoff?
Yeah, Mitch Murder is an amazing composer if you like 80s synth. Oh my god.
And who doesn't?
Plenty of people.
Well, those people would be called wrong.
Wow. Sorry about my brain's strong opinions here. I also played River City Girls, as Mom Brain was talking about. Another game that I absolutely adore. I'm working on the video review. They had a strange embargo for the game. It was like, review it whenever you want, but you can't use any footage for your review. And footage can't be posted until after September 5th. So I was like, oh, that's kind of weird.
What's wrong with you?
But the way it was worded made it sound like you couldn't use footage you recorded before September 5th, which made me believe they were going to do an update. So it's like, don't take footage from version 1.0, take footage only from version 1.0.1, but that wasn't the case either. So I was like, oh, so I recorded all the footage anyway. I have it. I'm doing it now, but man, do I like that game. It's what I want from WayForward. It's everything I love about WayForward. First off, it plays excellently. Feels really good.
Your mom plays excellently.
I'll tell her you said that. Has a fantastic soundtrack. So good. So good. The boss themes in particular. I don't know. Hi, Astravania. It started at 3:30. We started later than usual, but thanks for joining us. Whoever did the boss battle music, I don't know if it's one person or just other people all together. Oh, they nail boss music for me. They nail what boss music should be. It heightens the experience. It sounds like you're going into a serious battle. It's so good. But the music in general is fantastic, which is another trait of WayForward games. I don't know how WayForward always manages to find amazing composers for their games, but they nail it every time. I don't know who's doing the music for the new Shantae. If it's going to be like all the other ones, then it'll be Vert. Because Vert has done the music for all Shantae games, as far as I know. But Vert has done a lot of their soundtracks in general, but in recent years, they haven't been using Vert. They've been using a whole bunch of other composers. But they all do amazing soundtracks, and they nail that WayForward sound. Like they had somebody different doing the music for The Mummy Demastered, which had a great soundtrack in it. Different people are doing the music for River City Girls, and it has a great soundtrack in it. So the game plays great. The game is fun to play. The game has a great soundtrack. The game has so much style to it. It's unbelievable. It's alive. It feels great. It looks great. It plays great. If you are a fan of the beat 'em up genre, 1,000,000,000% check out River City Girls. It is so good. I have one gripe. Oh, sorry, Astravania. It's Saltine Supreme. Saltine Supreme is now Astravania.
Oh, okay.
I will, Astravania, I will share those details with you in the after show. Whatever I was saying. Oh, my one gripe is sometimes when you're on the edge of a screen, so there's like, it's a beat 'em up, so you transition between screens, but you do it of your own will rather than in most beat 'em ups. It'll say like, go, and you walk over and then it takes you to the next screen. Here you can pass between screens as you'd like. And it makes you use a button to do it, and it's the punch button. So sometimes when you're on the edge of the screen fighting somebody, you accidentally hit the punch button and you go to the next screen and you don't mean to. They should have made it a different button. But other than that,
The game is not fun.
Literally unplayable. 2 out of 10. Yeah, I love that game. So good. Video review is coming on that. And then finally I played. I played 2 more things. I played Super Kirby Clash. I was just playing it as like background for a video that I did because I wanted to talk about the Nintendo Direct, and that came out during the Nintendo Direct. So I was like, I'll play that and talk about whatever. And it's not my type of game. It's just a free-to-play Kirby game where you just beat up bosses. I don't find it engaging. I don't find it... It's not for me. The game is not fun. There's something... there's something engaging about the mechanic of constantly leveling up your Kirby to fight bosses, more difficult bosses, but that's literally, as far as I know, all it is. Just bosses get more difficult, and that's it. So it doesn't do it for me. I might go back and play it one more time, but other than that, I don't think I'm playing it. And then I played... I went into the Super Nintendo Switch Online, or the Switch Online Super Nintendo Collection, and played Stunt Race FX, because I haven't played that since it originally came out. And as the press release said, this is the first time it's been re-released since the original Super Nintendo. And that game wowed me back in the day with its graphics, and I still find it to be impressive today. But I don't know. It's hard for me to say it's a fun game because I still have fun with it. But that might be just the nostalgia talking. Because it doesn't, the frame rate's not all that great. It doesn't play all that well, but I still find it fun. Like Star Fox, I would say that's still a fantastic game. That I still play all the time. That I still think is fun. Stunt Race FX, I'm like, important part of game history. Did some interesting things, but I could understand if people today went to play it and been like, nah, I can't handle this. Now, I get it. But for old gamers like myself, I still find it endearing, and I will go back and play it more.
Yeah, we were just kind of like accustomed to games having released slow frame rates.
We can fill a podcast alone on that discussion. How our generation grew up on games where we're totally used to it not running correctly or at full speed or having glitches just because that's what it was. And nowadays, like if I were to share my really honest opinion when stuff like this comes up, people will be like, this game runs at 50 frames per second instead of a solid 60. They're like, I hate these dips. And I want to be like, blow it out your ass, man. Like, really? Like, that's going to take it out of you? But on the other hand, they've grown up on games that mostly run as they should run. And we shouldn't be like, we grew up when games ran at 2 frames per second and crashed all the time. Like, that's not... Just because that's how it was then doesn't mean that's how it should have been, because there were plenty of games that didn't do that. It was just... it was like a crapshoot, like a 50-50 split. A game's going to run really slowly or a game's going to run okay. So,
I mean, I can understand if you're like doing like esports and stuff like with fighting games. Then if there are frame rate dips, then I can understand the complaints.
Like there were a couple of reviews, and now this is different. There were reviews for Control that said like there's frame rate problems. And it's a review. It should say that, definitely. 100%. I get that. But I'm playing the game, and there are moments where it'll go down. I feel like it goes down to below 10 frames a second because you'll get an ability to throw things, and it uses like all real world physics. So if you hit a whole bunch of things that explode and move around, the game's like locks up for a couple seconds. But I'm like, it doesn't bother me. Like if it was like that for a full minute, I'd be like, ooh, this is bad. But it doesn't bother me. But today's players are like, this is garbage, and I can't say they're wrong. Because I'm speaking from a place of when a lot of games used to do that, so I'm more accepting of it or understanding of it, but I guess I shouldn't be. I don't know. Different era.
Couldn't you argue to the other side, which is like, I spent a lot of money on this, or like, is there really an excuse for a game not to have kinks ironed out? Like who's holding a gun to your head saying you've got to get this game out right now?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if I'm just talking about like me personally, those to a degree, those things don't bother me because that's how games used to be all the time. But overall, I understand the complaints because of what you're saying. Yeah. People spend a lot of money on games. People are expecting them to play correctly. People didn't grow up in an era where games were like that mostly. Like I would say more games than not had some element of slowdown in them. Ninja Gaiden, Mega Man games, any beat 'em up, a Turtles game, they all had slowdown in them. It was just a thing. Go play what's it, Contra Force on the NES. That game from the first screen to the last is nothing but slowdown. I don't know what happened because the other Contra games were fine for the most part, but the Contra Force, it slowed down from the beginning. There's one enemy on the screen. The game's like, I don't get what happened with that one, but
yeah, I think I might be a little less tolerant of it than you are. Actually, it's like I don't mind if it's if it drops below 60. It's when it drops below like 30 that I get annoyed.
Yeah, see, I'm still okay. Like if it's running around like 20, I'm okay. But that depends on how long it's running like that for. Like if there are big dips
true.
all the time and they last for like 30 seconds, and I'm like, this is getting in the way of me playing. But if it's like a drop to 20 every 5 or 10 minutes for a couple seconds, I'm like, whatever. Anyway, played a whole bunch of stuff. If you want to ask questions of us here on the GoNintendo podcast, you can send your questions to GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com.
Where?
That's GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com. They can be about Nintendo. They can be about any video game. Or no, what do I always say? They can be about Nintendo. They can be about video games in general. Or they can be about anything you want. That's what I say. Someone has today's question. And he says, have you played Persona 5? No, I have not. No, you have not. No, you have not.
That's correct.
Okay.
If so,
Next question.
I'm sorry. And he says, if not, what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
Sorry, I own it and I haven't played it. So
Oh.
one day in the massive backlog, it will get picked up.
I mean,
and
at
played.
least I have an excuse. I don't own it.
No excuse here. Number 2, what is your most played Switch game right now? By hours. If you go to your Switch account on your Switch, you can check the hours. Well, I mean, if I had my Switch here right now, I would do that.
Yeah, probably Breath of the Wild for me. Or either that or Bayonetta 2. I mean, I don't have like a big library, but...
Would you want to go get me my Switch, Mombre?
You need to
Please.
find books.
I can't play this game while I'm doing the show.
Would you want to? I hate when people say that. Would you want to go do that for me?
What do you
want me to
what do you
say?
think?
Could you please go get it for me? Because it's really not a choice.
Could you want to go get this for me?
Could you want to?
I'll tell you my most
Or,
played game in a
would
second.
you mind going to get it?
Hylian Tom says 1,300 hours
Would you
for
be
him
a
in Breath of
doll
the
and get the
Wild.
Switch for me?
Yeah.
Oh, this third question, Mom Brain, think about this while you're going. Third question, what is your favorite frosted Pop-Tart?
Cherry.
Are you sure? Cherry, right away? Cherry.
Huh. S'mores for me.
Ooh, a s'mores man. Hello, Char. Thanks for joining us. I like cherry. I like s'mores.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of the fruit-filled ones.
I don't like strawberry. Wow, you went the extra mile. Thank you. I don't need it. I like.
Could you want to put that controller back?
I liked that orange one.
Ew. I'm not a big fan of non-fruit Pop-Tarts, actually. So we would be fine.
I know what it is. Don't they have like a milkshake one?
Probably.
Was it like milkshake or like no?
Shovel.
It was like milkshake or ice cream or something like that.
Hot fudge sundae, maybe.
That was the one. And normally I don't like that stuff, but yeah, I remember eating that one because I thought it was just going to be, hello, Brian, ungodly sweet, but it wasn't. It had like an element to it. Sort by total playtime. My most played game is The Legend of Zelda. There you go.
Right.
Followed by Fortnite. Legend of Zelda, Fortnite, Odyssey, Smash Brothers, Tetris, Splatoon, Celeste, Night in the Woods, Messenger, and SteamWorld Dig 2. There you go. Those are my games.
Where am I going to find that?
Scroll all the way to the right of your empty list. And then upper right-hand corner, it'll say sort by whatever. What? Just give me your Switch and I'll do it. You have like no games. So.
Oh well, because I played a bunch on yours. Like I played Breath of the Wild on yours.
Oh, it's not even there for yours because you don't have any games. I mean, we could just go into your.
What else?
Yeah. So you played. Stardew Valley. How long do you think you played Stardew Valley for? So you have 2 games on here. Yeah.
30 hours.
85 hours. And followed by Fortnite. How much Fortnite?
25.
65. There you go. There's your 2.
There we are.
You did it.
But I have other stuff.
Robot Face, I don't think any of us have had Jolly Rancher Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Also, I'd like to take this moment to thank everyone that's part of the GoNintendo Patreon. Thank you so much. We got a few new people this week. Thank you for joining, everybody. And as we do the podcast each week, I'd like to thank a special person that's a member of the Patreon. I don't know if I've thanked this person before. I don't think I have. Their question is available today for me to read because we have a special questions section on the GoNintendo Patreon where we will read your question. And today it is the Ms. CB's question, who is in the chat. So Ms. CB, thank you for your patronage. I greatly appreciate it. And today your question is, this was posed to me by a student and made me think of you guys. Is plain chocolate, like a chocolate bar, he says, considered candy? If not, what characteristics qualify something as candy? Mom, Brain, and I were just talking
That's a
about
good
this.
question.
I don't think that
Thank you, Dr. Light.
in general, I believe as like if I'm just classifying foods, a chocolate bar, I would say is candy.
Okay.
But if I'm being honest and I'm talking about like really how I feel about it, I think a plain chocolate bar should just be called chocolate, which reminds me, I have one of those in my bag right now and I just remembered it.
Uh-oh.
It's a Hershey's Special Dark, which is about the bottom of the barrel when it comes to chocolate, in my opinion, but it'll do in a pinch.
Robot Face
Do you
says
not
candy.
like dark chocolate?
I love dark chocolate. I don't like Hershey's chocolate.
Robot Face
Gotcha.
says candy is hardened sugar.
Yeah, I mean, I do. Although, I mean, what would you? I mean, like a Three Musketeers is a candy bar.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
but there are other things in there besides chocolate.
There's
Right.
nougat.
Right. So I feel like I'd be more. Look, if someone said like, "What type of food is a Hershey bar?" I would say it's candy.
Yeah.
But
I consider chocolate to be candy as well. But when I picture candy, when I hear the word candy, like the first thing I picture in my head is like lollipops and
yeah,
stuff like that.
me too.
That is
Like
true.
stuff that's wrapped in cellophane. And looks
Exactly.
nice.
Yeah.
But I mean, chocolate, I get, because chocolate can be used for not candy purposes as well. So I guess that's where the like funk is.
You can use
right?
it for kinky sex.
Right. You could use it
the only other use
for
yes.
baking. You can use it in
Oh yeah,
cooking.
that's what I meant.
You can so I get the like whatever, but the official teacher answer, chocolate is candy, period, done. And
And
should
it's not
limit
allowed
your
in
intake.
class.
Oh no, we keep a supply of
Oh,
Dove
okay.
chocolates in my classroom, and we take a break every afternoon to have a Dove.
The Ms. CB in the chat right now says this insight is going straight back to my student that asked. Yeah, it's a tough one, but when it comes to candy, I do think more of like a Jolly Rancher or.
But you would call a Milky Way a candy bar.
Yeah,
no?
yeah. That's what I was going to say,
Alright.
but I also agree that I would call it a candy bar just because it's shorthand for sugary treats, I guess.
Yeah, but sugary treats could
Concessions-
go into the realm of
concessions-
like Little Debbie's and
Concession stands, sugary treats. Basically, if it's sold at the front of a supermarket at the checkout, then it's candy. So that includes Hershey bars and
beef
Three
jerky.
Musketeers and
Oh yeah, what about beef jerky?
well, come
Granola
on.
bars.
We're not talking about.
Would you
meat.
consider it a meat bar?
No, I wouldn't. Yeah, like bubble tape says Astravania. Yes.
Bubble tape is not candy. Bubble
Robot
tape is
Face
gum.
also says gum is gross and not candy. Gum is not gross, but I would say it's not.
I would say
I don't
that
know.
I would
Nuts
say
and gum together at
Bubblicious
last.
is candy. Trident is gum.
What's Big League Chew?
I was just
candy.
gonna ask about Big League Chew.
That's
That's amazing.
candy.
By the way, the best Big League Chew is
Grape.
Grape is the correct answer.
Yeah,
I have a hard time, and I can feel it
How many
right
fl-
now. I have a hard
Juiciness
time
in your
not
mouth?
swallowing
Yeah.
it. I
Was there
wanna
anything
swallow
besides
it.
grape and original?
Sour apple. Sour apple's very good too.
Oh, okay. I don't think I ever had sour
it's
apple.
not around as much as grape and regular, but sour apple.
Well, I don't see it like anywhere in general.
My grandfather used to buy like a giant, like a whole sleeve of Big League Chew.
Yeah,
He stopped smoking, and that's what he would do. Is chew
oh,
Big
really?
League
Okay.
Chew.
Yeah, Big League Chew reminds me of my grandpa too,
Really?
because he used to live right down the street from a 7-Eleven, and we would go there and buy Big League Chew.
Reg Nilla says Oprah's magazine is my favorite candy because it's
Because it's
The perfume ads,
Great question, Ms. CB. That's the kind of stuff I like to see over there on the Patreon. The important questions about candy. Thank you. Could talk about this all day. Yes, sour apple, Roth. I know sour apple's good. Yeah.
Sour apple.
All right.
Watermelon.
Can
Ta-da!
Can you unplug that crap and give it to her?
This crap right here.
No, remember, Mom Brain, we're gonna have to monitor your volume here.
You think it's better than I am?
By the way, send your music to gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com. That is gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com. Oh, I was gonna, while Mom Brain is setting up music, I was gonna look up Big League Chew flavors.
Big League Chew.
I'm going quiet for now.
Big League Chew flavors.
I just wanted to stop people to hear.
You go louder than that.
Yeah, good.
Here we go. Big League Chew flavors. Swingin' sour apple, ground ball grape, wild pitch watermelon. I have had that. Oh, I've had all of these. I forgot about these. And there's original. And then curveball cotton candy.
Oh.
They're all good. They're
It
all
hurts
good.
my teeth.
Grapes the best though. Grapes
Such
the
an
best.
old person thing to say. It hurts my teeth.
The Ms. CB, all that matters is that you made it. Thank you.
This song comes to us from BagelNet.
Is it a licensed game? What system? Super Nintendo?
64.
Oh, yeah, of course. Why are you looking at me like that? Win back.
No.
James Bond Jr.
No.
It's got a James Bond feel. Oh, you're looking at me weird. This is
Why are you
something.
being weird?
This is something we talked about this today.
Yeah.
Okay, it's James Bond. It's Gex.
Gex.
I was gonna say, it's a James Bond. Stop it. It's a James Bond ripoff. So, man, that is good. Really?
How funny is that?
Talk about Gex and it's about Gex. I
Isn't
can't
that
believe
weird?
that.
All right, so that was from BagelNet, and it was Gex.
Oh, god damn you, Dana Gould.
This one comes from Glitter Bubble 3.
All right, this is Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
I can't place it. I'm gonna say Konami. I'm not sure about that.
No.
Capcom?
Jalico.
Oh, a random one. Yeah, I got no chance. What did they do, Kirby? Baseball. It's a baseball game.
No.
Jalico?
Surf. Some about ninjas.
No.
Turf Warriors.
No.
Whatever it's called. Did they do that shooter with the old man on the front of the box?
Maybe. What? You remember what it was called?
No, it's got it's old man playing a banjo.
That is not what I'm looking at.
All right, we don't know, right?
Phalanx? Is that what that game is?
Yes,
called?
that's the name of that game.
No. It is Brawl Brothers.
Oh.
Can I see the box?
Not
I'll look it up here. I'll look it
yeah,
up here.
not without compromising.
I swear to God, if it's the box I think it is.
It's a guy with two fists, and he looks like, what's his name? Rocky. No, he looks like Rocky.
Oh, this just came out.
He's pounding through
Yeah,
like a
yeah, yeah.
brick
This
wall.
just came out on the Super Nintendo Classic Collection, I think, because I was looking at the cover and laughing at it.
Yep. All right, so that was Brawl Brothers from Glitter Bubble 3. This one comes from Kyle.
I think I know it. Is it licensed?
It is.
Barbie.
No.
Monster in My Pocket.
No.
It's not a Disney game.
No.
Bucky O'Hare.
No.
Bugs Bunny something.
No.
I really thought I had it there. Kirby, I need you to pull through here.
It doesn't sound familiar.
Well, you don't know. Go ahead.
Hamtaro. Hams Unite.
That's on NES?
From Kyle. Game Boy Color.
Oh, okay.
This one comes from Mikey3319, and if you recall, Mikey3319 has been recovering from knee surgery, and I just received an update. He is listening to us right now,
Whoa.
or was as of a few moments ago. His knee looks really good. Sent a picture.
Let's make the knee the picture of our podcast.
Sounds great. Mikey Knee 19.
Oh.
So that was good to see. He was outside getting a little sun.
That was good too.
Knee. So I'm glad to report that it sounds like things are moving in the right direction.
Congratulations, Mikey Knee 19.
Well, this song comes from him.
Now I know this and I need to remember what it's from. Oh, is it Little Nemo?
Sure is.
Yeah. The Dream Master.
Great job.
Or, as I used to say in my own head, but certainly not out loud, the Dream Bastard. Just made me laugh back in the day. Never said it out loud. The Dream Bastard.
Did you just think you were so, like, badass?
It's like, oh, could you imagine if I said this out loud? Because, as you will vouch that my dad loves to say the word bastard. It's one of his favorite. That bastard.
Yeah.
So back when I was a kid, Little Nemo the Dream Bastard.
Don't
Still makes me laugh.
Wait, did you learn that word from your dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember not being sure if bastard was a really bad word or not.
I
And the
probably learned
only
it from
way
like a movie or something.
The only way I found out was by saying it and getting the look from my parents that was like, what did you just say?
What'd you say, you little bastard?
This one comes from Autumnal Bleak.
Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Break the targets.
Break the target.
Yeah, if only we had the soundboard. Whoa!
Great job.
Go ahead. We're like so late today. It was
Okay.
a Nintendo Direct. It's
Oh,
not
who
my fault.
cares?
Yeah, right.
Who cares?
Seriously, who cares?
Who
So this
We can go as long
song
as we want.
comes
Screw 'em.
from Cam Halen.
Wow, in the chat right now.
I know. Let me just double check on the sound here. Okay, it's probably going to be quiet.
Very quiet.
Wait.
I think you know this, Kirby.
I do, but I don't. I mean, okay, can I get a system?
DS and Switch.
DS and Switch.
That's what Cam Halen says.
What is on the DS and also on Switch? That's throwing me for a loop. Mega Man Zero and all that is coming to the Switch. I know that's not this.
Nope. You got 10 seconds.
Oh no. I don't. Go ahead.
The World Ends With You.
I
was gonna guess that too.
Oh God, I played the Switch one and I don't remember that song.
That was The World Ends With You from Cam Halen. This one comes from...
Did you turn the volume down?
Thank you. I will. This one comes from Bella Hale. It's coming.
Tetris, the new Tetris.
No.
I really thought that was going to be it. What system?
Wii.
Oh, King Story.
No.
Some dancing game.
Nope.
Wii Music.
No.
Good guess.
It's a real song.
Yeah, what do you want from us?
Drummond.
No.
This is going to make me mad because we obviously know the song.
Yeah, it could be something we never heard
I'm pretty sure.
I've heard everything.
of. Okay.
Guitar Hero.
No.
DJ Hero.
Nope.
Go ahead, ruin it for me. I don't know.
Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games. Nice try. This song comes to us from Human Fart,
Great
who
name.
is also a Patreon
Yes,
supporter.
he is.
People didn't come to hear you sing.
Fazanadu.
Yes.
Baxanadu.
Yes. That is correct. Great job. You're right. It was Fasanadu, and that came to us from Human Fart. This one comes to us from... Oh my god, did I just do two? No. Andy the Zombie. Let me just turn it down a smudge in case.
It's got a Turtles feel to it.
It is.
Okay, well that narrows it down. Tournament Fighters.
It is.
I knew it wasn't Turtles in Time.
The one on Super Nintendo?
Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters.
You got it.
What else is there on Super Nintendo that's Turtles?
Turtles in Time.
Yeah, other than those two, that's all I got.
The last song today
Oh boy, seems like it's a special one.
is a special one. It comes to us from Sheikah Warrior. And this song is actually... Sorry, the cat's coming through. This song is actually sent as a little surprise for Sheikah Warrior's partner, Tony PSB. I'm not going to tell you why until after we hear the song. So,
Are they breaking up?
God, no.
This is the breakup song.
So Sheikah Warrior and I chat via email semi-frequently, and in my head they have this like beautiful life together. Like they're just like I don't know. I think
Are we
they're
breaking
like,
up?
No, yeah. I'm leaving you to go be with them. I just feel like they have this like wonderful life together. They're like just bang up people, good people, living their best life. So this makes me really happy.
All right, this is a big build-up.
So this one comes from Sheikah Warrior, and it's for Tony PSB.
Man, I wish I knew it. What system?
3DS.
It's not first party.
Sure is.
I had a feeling it was. Okay. Let's guess realistically here. It's not Pokemon.
It's not.
It's not Kirby.
It's not.
Could be a Yoshi.
It's not.
Could be a Mario.
It's not.
It's not Metroid.
It's not.
It's first party.
Yes.
Did I say Zelda?
You didn't, but it's not.
Yeah.
Did you say Pokemon?
You did.
Okay, I wasn't paying attention.
Chibi Robo?
No.
Is it like a me something?
Nope.
Man.
Did you say Animal Crossing?
Oh.
And it is.
Animal
Yay.
Crossing.
It is the KK birthday song.
Oh.
As this is a belated birthday for Tony PSB, who celebrated a birthday yesterday from Sheikah Warrior. So happy birthday.
What a nice one to
Isn't
end
that
on.
such a nice song?
I don't know why I didn't. I don't know. It doesn't really have an Animal Crossing vibe to me. But
You know
I
what?
guess it starts out
Yeah.
like a little bit telling.
You know what's really helpful when we have a song that's from a first party game and we have to guess? I can see that Smash Brothers poster behind you.
Good idea.
Helps you whittle it down.
And there's the villager right up there.
All right, Mom
Yeah.
Brain, how many did we get?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that. Okay, so
all of them.
we do 10 songs, right? And you didn't get The World Ends With You. You didn't
Nope.
get Mario and Sonic.
No.
You did not get Brawl Brothers
No.
or Hamtaro.
No.
No.
So
6.
6.
Oh, well.
It's not the worst we've done. I'll take it. All right. That's today's show. It was a
It is.
super-sized one. Holy bajolies. Also, this is the last one where we have our current sponsor, Poke and Chill. So you heard a Poke
been
and
a
Chill
good run.
song at the beginning of the show, if you're listening to the regular version. And I'd just like to say thank you to DJ Cutman and the Game Chops gang for sponsoring the last month of the GoNintendo podcast with Poke and Chill. So check that album out. Stream it. It's a nice one. I've been listening to it while I work. But that's it for today's show. Thanks for watching and listening and all that good stuff. We will see you next week. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. Hang out with friends and family. Take a break. Rest. Relax. You deserve it. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Happy birthday, Tony!
Now after show. You got a couple minutes to do whatever you want.
Farts.
I feel like there was something
We
Was
went to
gonna
see
do.
it last night.
yeah.
It
Chapter 2.
Oh.
It. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Really like the first one.
I did like the first part, or chapter 1 better than
So
chapter
did I.
2.
I would give Chapter 2, I said yesterday, a 5.5 or a 6. I can't decide.
Yeah, I was unimpressed with the second. Not unimpressed as I wasn't looking to be impressed. James McAvoy saved it for me.
Yeah, but that's only because you love James
I
McAvoy.
love James McAvoy.
He was very good. They were all the actors were very good.
But
Yes, I would
But
agree with
It's
that.
just a very weird story, and I think
it could have been done different. Like as I was watching it, I was like, "Ooh, this is like some messed up stuff." And if it was just presented a little differently,
Yes,
I would receive it better.
There was a lot of just like to me, there was a lot of like inappropriate.
Joking.
Yes, yeah. Where
BagelNet, thank you for joining the
They-
Patreon. I just got
where
your
the
email.
characters are acting like they're not even scared.
Yeah, there was
And-
too much of that. Yes. Also, I said to Mom Brain that I think it loses a whole endearing aspect because they're all adults now. Like there's a whole element of the first
Yeah.
movie you just don't. Not that the kids aren't in this one; they are very few and far between. But you lose that endearing feeling. You're looking at the movie through a completely different set of eyes, basically.
That's true. Yeah.
And I
I
don't know if the second movie, if I would have felt differently about it if everything stayed the same except they were still kids.
And I wonder if they tried to make it endearing by throwing in jokes when they shouldn't have, and it just missed.
Thank you, Son Goku.
And there might have been some of that in the first part. I can't really remember.
Yeah, except it's coming from kids. I feel
Yeah,
that
that's true.
it coming from kids makes it feel different. I don't know.
I mean, I also felt like it was like 40 minutes too long.
It was
like they
long.
could have done, and I don't have a problem with a long movie if I'm
If it doesn't
enjoying
feel
it,
long.
right? Or yeah, if I'm enjoying it and I'm not like, why are we watching? Like, can we just get to the next part? Like,
Yeah, when a movie feels long, it means it's not doing its job well because you're realizing the time passing rather than being
yeah,
engrossed in the story. Like with Endgame,
I didn't
all I
want it
kept
to be over.
thinking about was, oh god, I hope it's not over soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
Also, there were scenes where I couldn't hear the dialogue because the music was too loud.
there was things Pennywise was yelling that I didn't know what the hell he was saying. Like he was yelling and there's too much music and
Yeah,
he
not
had filters
just
on his
him,
voice. I didn't know what was going on. All right. That's it for the after show. We're done here. Thanks for watching and listening. I hope you have a lovely weekend and the rest of your weekend. We will see you next week with another podcast. So until then, goodbye.
Bye.